Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships. This is your boy M3, and tonight, excuse me, and tonight we have a topic that we're going to be covering about. The title for tonight is: Will there ever be a diagnosis or cure on for black and black crime? So once again, right? Will there ever be a real diagnosis or a cure for black and black crime? And so what we're going to do, we're going to be talking about, these type of issues. And we're going to be playing like, a couple of like old clips. Some of these clips was like 2 months ago, 6 months ago, but there is like a strong message and there's a strong point behind these little clips. And we wanted to take time to reflect, what's the solution to this? Because I know a lot of us we be talking about like, Black Lives Matter and even some of the celebrities talk about Black Lives Matter, but when it comes to us harming our own people, where is the energy that we have? It's just like when an example. I know right now what's trending is Joe Rogan. He's like, Spotify's like number one streamer. And he's a pretty uh charismatic and talented type of guy. But I know recently, well, it wasn't well. Recently, they resurfaced a old clip of him using the N word. Now, of course, that has a lot of black folks heated, especially the fact that Spotify is still going to rock with him and not take him down for those type of comments that he made in the past. But someone that someone that I saw right on a live stream had put out a good point. We put all this energy to white folks, but we don't really put all this energy when it comes to us harm our own people. Like we'll put the energy if a white person say like the N word, or if they do something to our people. But however, when our people suffering by hands of us, we don't have that same type of energy. But before I begin, I want to say salutes to Mickey Reed. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. And also salutes to Sophia as well too. She says knowledge and relationships. Salute to you. Right now I'm just rolling solo until like, some of the crew members like, come. But for now, I'm gonna, play a little couple of videos. And you know what? I'll tell you what. While I'm doing this, I'm just gonna post a link early because I think for tonight, because there's so many people that are streaming so far, I might not even going to be on the live stream for too long. Maybe probably just, I would say maybe a hour or a little bit over. That's about it. I don't think I'm going to be running like, like 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours this time. So, but if anybody would like to join the stream, feel free to. Once again, we're talking about, what's the cure, a diagnostics for, black and black crime. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and upload this video. Give me about a second. Mm-hmm. All right. Oops. Hold on. That's the wrong one. Okay. Hold on. Let me try this again. Okay. I think this is the one. All right. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and play some music too. Because I definitely want to make sure, by all means, I protect myself from fair, copyright stuff. Make sure I put it on fair use. So I'm going to go ahead and get my fair use tab. There we go. And where's the instrumentals? Let me see. Oh, background music. This is always going to be my favorite. All right. All right, let's go ahead and play the video.
It's a heartbreaking reality tonight as a community rallies around a distraught mother after 2 of her children were shot and killed inside their North Nashville home. News Channel 5's Sina Sleem tells us the teen victims were high school students at Pearl Cone.
And I also had to alter the video, so I had to change the speed, so that way I don't get, those copyrights.
A mother continues to grieve in North Nashville after 5 of her children were shot. 2 of them were killed. On Friday night, police say 2 suspects knocked on the door, made it inside the Torbidge Street apartment, and started shooting.
I know that I lost 2 boys and 3 more were injured. I was also injured. And they are in the hospital still fighting.
Mom Shakia Cheryl says her 13-year-old son and 16 and 20-year-old daughters are still in the hospital recovering, but expected to be okay.
I just thought it was just like a nightmare when I had just woken up about 9:45 that night. And she called me and she said, "Mama, I think 2 of my babies are dead." And I what? 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 And she was just screaming and hollering, and then the phone just went dead, because she was injured too.
Shakia's 15-year-old son, Tavarius, and 18-year-old son, Zacquees, were killed.
That's the biggest problem I had because I was there. And I feel like if they wanted to hurt somebody, they should have hurt me instead of my kids.
Now, I don't know why, this will happen. I don't know, what made, this person, or if there was a group of people, because right now the context, it says 2 teenagers, got deleted in North Nashville home invasion, but I don't know, okay, there was a group of people that killed them, or there was one person with a handgun. It's not clear yet.
I was ready for my life to be gone and my kids be here.
The family tells me the Pearl Cone High School students both loved sports. Zacquees played basketball and Tavarius played football, hoping to one day make it to the NFL.
Zacquees, my grandson, he had the beautiful smile. Oh, he's just smiling. Tavarius, he was just kind of on the quiet side, but he was real gentle and loving.
While the motive behind the shooting is still unknown, Shakia says no mother should have to go through this.
My only thing is, I don't want to see another killing, whether it be a grown person, whether it be a child. I would rather for the gun violence to just stop all in all, because regardless of the situation, that's somebody's child.
In Nashville, Sina Sleem, News Channel 5.
Okay. All right, so that's the first video of it. Princess K, good evening. This is, oh wow, I'm praying for them. This is terrible. Shake my head. Yeah, just want to just make it clear, there's a lot of clips that encourage the best in the world for finding these clips, but most of these clips are going to probably be maybe 6 months old, 3 months old, or 2 months old. But I just wanted to play these clips because these clips kind of play into a strong point. A lot of times, we focus our energy on the wrong things. We focus on the energy on the approval of white people, the approval of other people outside of us, but we don't really focus on, okay, how can we better improve for our own people? How can we be the ones to help validate and kind of build our communities up? And I use Black Lives Matter as an example, not to diss them, but a lot of people will say Black Lives Matter when it comes to racial things. But when it comes to situations within our own community, okay, where's that same type of energy? And that's the type of energy that I'm looking for, for our own people. I'm gonna also send a link. I want people to come up and just feel free to express yourselves. And I ain't here to try to make nobody depressed, but it is what it is for tonight's topic. I'm surprised I didn't cover it as one of my news topics, but all right, let me go ahead and I'm gonna upload another video. Give me about a second. All right. I'm just waiting for the commercials to finish playing. Okay. Let me go ahead and share this. All right, let me make sure this video is altered. So once again, I do have to change the speed to it. There we go. And it's fair use. It's just basically just based on educational purposes. So all right, let me go ahead and play the video. This one's going to be a little bit disturbing, but I'm glad they didn't play. Well, you'll see. Oops, hold on, I'm sorry. I forgot to turn the speaker on. There we go.
Right now at 5:30, a deadly and brazen shooting in Brooklyn. A woman is wanted for gunning another woman down at point-blank range. Welcome back, I'm Dick Brennan.
And I'm Christine Johnson. The shooting happened outside a Brooklyn apartment building. Police say the woman just walked up and then opened fire, and now they need to find her.
CBS 2's Dave Carlin talked with the victim's mother and is live in Crown Heights with more. Dave.
Christine and Dick, this is a shocking one, and police have not made any arrests in this case where a mom was lured to a spot on this street and then killed.
Y'all are killing me. Y'all killed my baby.
The victim's mother, Delia Berry, has not seen this shocking video of this blonde suspect who exits a double-parked white sedan and appears both casual and determined as she walks up to her unsuspecting victim, Delia Johnson, and raises her gun. We stop with a bullet to the back of her head.
I'm between the losing any of my children to this.
Let me pause this real quick. First Lady Tammy, how you doing? Good evening.
I'm good. I'm sorry. I wasn't even paying attention to the time. And I was writing a poem for tonight. So I wouldn't even, I was like, oh, look at the time. So yeah, so sorry that I'm late. So
hey, it's all good. It's better late than never. I think this might be like one of those short streams anyways, because I know when you're showing some of these videos, it could be really depressing for people to see. And then number two, there's 5 or 6 people that are streaming at the same time right now. So yeah.
I mean, we're still blessed, so.
That's right. But for the ones who are here, I definitely appreciate you guys and ladies for tuning in. Let me go ahead and continue playing this video, First Lady Tammy.
Okay.
How do I share this again? Hold on. Oops. There we go.
Violence.
She says the daughter she named after herself had no enemies that her family knew of.
Her community loved her. And that's real. Delia didn't care if you was down on your luck and was hungry. She would feed you.
Here is the victim's youngest sister.
She would give you the clothes right off her back, right there and then, no matter where you was. If you needed something, she would give it to you. Messenger did not deserve that.
Family members say Johnson was lured to the spot where she died on Franklin Avenue at Prospect Place around 9:45 Wednesday night. The apparent setup and ambush was a few blocks away from her home in this apartment building. Johnson had been at a funeral earlier in the day, and witnesses say also at that funeral was the woman who killed her. A vigil will be held Friday night after Johnson's daughter arrives in Brooklyn from Baltimore.
I have a 17-year-old granddaughter. Her mother not here. My granddaughter signed up for the Air Force. So when she finishes school next year, that's where she's going. She's gonna be somebody.
Two messages for the community from this grieving family. First, find the woman who killed Johnson. And second,
stop the violence, because it's too much.
Family members say the name of the suspect has been given to police, but the woman has not yet been located. Live in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, Dave Carlin.
Okay. So many questions about this. Even though I do have my 3 questions up there, I think I have another video to play. But First Lady Tammy, I know you just got up in here. What was your thoughts like watching this video?
You know, it's heartbreaking to watch it, just because, I mean, there's all, you know, the sad thing is that you almost, because it happens so much, you almost become numb to it when you watch it. Because it's nothing new. It happens all too often. And, you know, a lot of times we want to address, you know, when the police are killing Black people, but we don't want to really address when Black people are killing Black people. So, so yeah, you know, I think there's a lot of lack of empathy, a lot of, you know, people are just selfish. They only care about themselves, and they have, you know, selfish intentions. And a lot of time, you know, somebody has what you want, and you will get it by any means necessary. And you really could care less who you're going to hurt in the process. So, you know, when there's a grieving mother, the person that killed them doesn't care. And, you know, a lot of times things don't really resonate with you until it happens to you. So even the people that are doing it, they have a lack of concern about the mom or anybody else who's grieving until it happens to them. Now they can see where the other person is coming from. But in that moment, they don't care. They could care less about who it's going to impact. They could care less if the person have kids. They could care less if the person has family. That they don't care about any of that kind of stuff. And it's just sad that, you know, people don't take the time to think about those things. You know, I say a lot that, you know, people don't understand that everybody's days are numbered. Like, everybody has a certain number of days you're supposed to be here. The only things that are two things that are certain is the day you're born and the day you die. Those are the only 2 things that cannot be changed. Like, there's no change in that. Like, whenever it's your time to go, it's your time to go. And the thing is that people act like they have this invincibility where nothing will ever happen to them, and they act like they have all the time in the world, when in reality is you don't know how much time you have left. You don't know how much time anybody else has left. So that's why a lot of times you see where people, you know, when somebody's passing away, they say, oh, I wish I would have said this. I wish I would have did this. Oh, you know, I should have did things differently. And the thing about it is that when that time comes, you're not going to have time to make those changes. But the thing is, people don't think about that. People think about the right now. They don't think about the fact that you could be gone in the next minute, the next second. Anything can happen, but people don't think like that. People are just very selfish, very self-centered, and they only want what they want, and they could care less about anybody else. So, So that, I mean, it's just kind of sad, but, you know, it's like you're numb to it at some point because it happens so much that it's almost like it's just another day. This is just another, you know, black on black crime. Same thing happened. Same thing, different day, different city. That's about it. And that's the point that's sad, is that we've gotten to that point where it's almost normal. That's the sorry part about it. It's almost normal when it happens. So, so yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point about what you said. Like, it's become like the normality,
right?
Whereas, like, you're like, okay, I expect for this to happen. I expect for us to act in a certain type of way, have a certain type of emotion, but yet, the hypocritical side of us will still take each other down, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's like there's no shock. Like there should be shock value when you see something like that, but there's no shock value. It's like not there. It's just gone. So, and that's what's just I would say is the saddest part about it, is that because it happens so much, when you see it, you almost, you know, you might get sad about it, but it's almost like, you know, well, this is what happens, and nothing changes. Like people say, you know, stop the violence, and it doesn't. It just keeps going. So.
Right. All right. Salutes to Mr. Best in the World, 84. And also salutes to Victor Freeze as well.
Shout out to Vic. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Whew, man. Okay. Oh, my God. How many videos did I get to so far? Because I don't watch all of them. And man, these videos are intense, man. Did we get to all of them already or no?
Actually, we're getting to, like, I think our third or last video.
Okay.
This is the one. Now, this one is going to be a little bit more extreme, because what I'm about to show you is a gunman who was gunning someone down in front of children, while the children is, like, you know, trying to shield the person. That's what it looks like. But I'll let you guys, like, you know, be the judge of it.
Wow.
So, yeah. Without further ado, let me go ahead and share this real quick. Where is it? Okay. Hopefully there's, like, a better way to, like, you know, open up these screen shares. All right, here we go.
Very and violent videos.
Fair use.
Somehow avoided gun, getting hit by a hail of bullets when a gunman opened fire at nearly point-blank range.
Now, police just released the video of the incident in the box. Fortunately, the children did not get hurt as they ducked for cover, but a man on the street was not so lucky.
Yeah, no, not at all. And we want to warn you, the full video you're about to show you is extremely graphic. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan is live in Mount Eden.
All right. I would like to show, like, the full video where you can kind of see things in action, but, you know, for the sake of YouTube, you know, they have their policies, so I don't want to go ahead and, you know, get a copyright strike. But as you could kind of see, you could kind of imagine, you know, what was going on, and you could kind of imagine probably what those kids was going through at that moment. I kind of feel like no child should ever even go through that. But what do you guys think? And that's why I haven't really got to, like, the main questions yet. I was going to save until we play most of the videos.
I mean, it just goes back to what I said before. Like, people don't care. They don't care if there's kids involved. They don't care if kids see. People have this selfish, you know, mentality of they are only trying to do things for themselves. They only want for themselves, and so they don't care about how anybody else feels. They don't care about who is impacted. I mean, you know, where I used to work at, there was a shooting where one of the students at the school, her sister, like, a bullet came through the window and killed her 3-year-old, and, like, her 3-year-old sister died. And the student that I was because she had an IEP, so the student, she saw the whole thing, and it impacted her when she was at school, because now she kind of had this don't care attitude about everything. But that's the thing is that, you know, now you have this video where there's kids involved. And you see, once again, people don't care. People are trying to get what they want to get. They're mad, they're upset, you know, they're acting out of emotion rather than the common sense, because there's just lack of common sense. And their thinking it's just a selfish mentality is what it is. So, I mean, it's sad. But once again, like I said, there should be shock value when it comes to certain things. And because something happens so much, the shock value is not there. It's almost, this is the normal that we have now. This is the normal that we go through, that we see. And that's the sad part about it.
Okay. Thank you, First Lady Tammy. Mr. Best in the World, what you think? How you feeling?
Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings, chat. Peace and blessings, everybody in the chat. I'm definitely gonna send out my content creator blast after we cover this. But this is a very serious topic, so I will do that later on in the show. It's wild, man. It's crazy. It's like the wild, wild west out here. You know what I mean? And I think that people are not really thinking about the consequences, about who they're gonna affect. Because when you take someone's life, you're taking someone away from their family, from their kids, from their mom, from their dad. You know what I mean? From people that really love them and care about them. And I think if people understood that once you do the act, that person is never ever gonna come back, they're never ever gonna be the same. How much destruction you're doing to their family, how much destruction you're doing to the people who really love and care about them. I think people will really think twice about what they do. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in our communities, we're not thinking about these things. We're just reacting, and when we react, the effects are they're life altering, they're life changing, and you know, they damage people forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think why people don't have an understanding of, you know, why not to take somebody's life. You know what I mean? I think, you know, I could see, I know in certain situations, you know, things happen. I know that it may be an ongoing feud between someone else, that person may have done something to your family member, someone you care about. And, you know, you may want to seek revenge, you know what I'm saying? But understanding that vengeance, as they say, a man who seeks revenge should basically, they say a man who seeks revenge should, he should basically not open up a gravesite just for himself, not just for his enemy, but for himself. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what vengeance does. It destroys everything around you. So that man, the man who seeks vengeance is not only destroying, you know, the person that he's seeking vengeance on, but he's destroying himself. You know what I mean? I think we have to really have an awareness of that. We have to really start using our minds, start using our hearts, you know what I mean, our spirituality, to really resolve the issues that we have going on, because this gun violence and things we got going on is completely tearing our families and our communities apart, man. You know, we see it every day. You know what I mean? We see the effects of it, or we have known the effects of it, or we've been directly affected by it, you know, which we'll get into as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I gave him a lot of videos. You know what I mean? I know them three's probably not going to play all the videos, but you know, the videos are really showing y'all, man, the effects of what's going on in our communities. You know what I mean? And we just have to have an understanding that we got to be better. You know what I mean? If not be better for yourself, but at least be better for the children around you, or for the people around you, man. Be better for them. So, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Best in the World. And let's see. Shout out to Arshawn Day for blocking these trolls as well too. So
shout out to Arshawn Day, most definitely.
Yeah, good looking out, bro. What else? Let me see. I want to make sure. Other than that, let's see. I'll probably play one more video. So, and unfortunately, this is like, you know, someone's mother getting deleted. So I'm just waiting for these commercials to fade away. Okay. All right, bear with me. And Arsha says, hey, family, stopping and dropping a like. I'll be back. Definitely salute my brother. Thank you. Okay. Let me try to screen share this. Oop. All right, here we go. And again, everyone, this is fair use, okay? So, go ahead and play the video. Wow, okay. All right, hold on. I ain't gonna lie, that part was definitely crazy. First, like, your son gets killed. Oh, deleted. And then, well, first the mother's son gets deleted, and then her herself gets deleted. Like, I think like pretty much days after, or a week after, I think they said. So, man, you know, violence out there is really like, you know, crazy for real. Now the thing is, like, my question is it still? Do you guys still feel like it's ongoing? You know, throughout all the other communities. What you guys think?
Go ahead, Tammy.
You know, it's interesting because you almost want to know, as far as the other communities, what is going on as far as their like on like crime. Like, you almost want to know because it's not highlighted, it's not discussed. But Black on Black is discussed a lot and shown a lot. And it's almost like you never see that, it almost makes it look like it doesn't happen, which is not a fact. But it happens so much with us that now it's just something that they show almost on a daily basis. So it's just interesting because I'd like to know like statistics about others, as far as like, you know, white on white, Asian and Hispanic. I would love to know that, just to see how high is it in other communities opposed to just ours, because ours is the one that's continuously highlighted rather than others, as if to say, well, it doesn't really happen there at all even. But it happens so much with the Black community, so let's just show the Black community. Let's not show any others. Let's just show the Black community. So, and it's interesting because if you notice, when someone who's not of color kills someone who's not of color, it's not called white on white crime. It's like, oh, this person shot somebody. But when a Black person kills a Black person, it's Black on Black crime. But yet when somebody who's not, it's not referred to as white on white or anything like that. It's just this person shot somebody. So I find that very, very interesting, how it causes you to focus on something. And that's the thing, is like, I feel like that's how they can intentionally, subconsciously make you notice something more than something else. Because when something is labeled as Black on Black crime, now you know what to look for. But when something is not, then you can't really just specify it. You can't really like keep it in one box, if that makes any kind of sense. Now, if they said white on white, now you're looking for the white on white. If it said Asian on Asian, you'd be looking for the Asian. But because Black on Black is so highlighted and so focused on, it makes people want to focus on it even more. But like I said, they don't never say, well, there was some white on white crime today. There was some Hispanic on Hispanic crime today. There was some Asian. They don't do that. But when it's, oh, you know, another Black man killed a Black man. But, you know, when it's someone else, it's not another white man killed a white. It's just a man killed a man. Or a man was shot today by somebody. So I find that to be very interesting, because they know what to focus on, to make you focus on that rather than something else. So I find that to be very interesting.
You know what? I'll say this though. Do you ever notice when you're with like maybe like with your white friends or Latin friends or whatever, that's your non-black friends, and you say, well, you're light on light crime, or like white on white crime, or Latin crime, or whatever, right? Have you ever noticed that they kind of chuckle on that part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, so this is what I say. Mine don't, just because that's not really, we don't have, like, that's not really like that top discussion or whatever. But I've seen when those discussions have been had, it's almost like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, really? What is that? It's like in their mind, it doesn't exist. So that's what I'm saying, is that I just find it very interesting, because there is this black on black crime. So you can focus your mind on that. You can, and you'll see it. But when it happens, when it's not black on black, it's never highlighted as white on white or Asian on Asian or Hispanic on Hispanic. It's just a man was killed today by this person, but it was never like a white man was killed by a white man today. There was some white on white crime today. Like you never really hear that. But you hear, oh, we have some more black on black crime today. There was some more black on black crime on MOK Boulevard. Like that's the thing. So I find it to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So.
And this is a good question from Colin. But before I answer Colin's question, I got to also shout out DJ Eddie King.
Cheer.
Eddie King,
what's going on, man? What's going on, y'all? The crew is here. We here, baby. Yep. Let's get to it.
That's right.
Tammy, I see you, girl. I see you.
DJ Eddie King.
Yes.
Yeah.
Colin, I see you in the chat, man. How you doing, brother?
Let's
Who else
see.
is in the chat? Let's see. Shout out to everyone in the chat. There's so many. You got two robot profiles in there. You might want to get rid of those.
Yeah, actually, courtesy of Arshawn Dave for at least deleting like some of these bots anyway.
Arshawn, what's going down, man? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you all feeling?
What up, kid? What's going on,
Very
Arshawn?
good,
Love
man.
the background, man. Background look crazy.
Oh, thanks.
You in space?
Yeah.
You in space, dog? You in space
right now,
dog?
That man is out of this world right now.
Man, can you tell us if the Earth is flat or not, man? When you up there?
It's actually a triangle, man. It's a triangle.
I knew it. That's why they made the pyramids. That's why they made the pyramids, though.
That's why.
Know what I mean?
Oh, we got another person on the live stream as well. BK Apologies.
BK Apologies.
What's good?
What's going on?
Ain't nothing. Maintaining. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. Salute to you, Mr. BK Apologies, sir. Good to see you back again.
Yeah, man. It's good to be here. It's good to see the usual suspects up in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the starting roster, you know? Before the unlockable characters. Hold on. Before I even begin, I also got a salute to a story to tell. Excuse me.
Story to tell. What's up, Jay? Jay, what's going on, bro?
Yo, definitely follow his YouTube channel, because Jay has been posting some really in-depth stuff. And I'm telling you, man, like, this man is going places. So shout outs to Jay for sure, man. Like and subscribe to YouTube channel.
Colin Mitchell got a question.
Yep.
and he says, do you think the news push more white on black crimes than black on black crimes?
That is an interesting question, because they show a lot more about police. To be honest with you, I felt like lately they've been showing more police brutality against blacks than the black on black crimes. We know it's still out there, but I feel like they've been pushing that narrative a little bit more, because the videos that Best in the World sent me, I tried to find some recent videos and I couldn't find them like on YouTube. But if you look for like, a black dude getting beat up by a cop, you'll probably find like the latest trend. So that is a good question, Colin. I'm gonna allow Arshawn Dave to answer that question for us.
Ooh, do I think the news pushes more white on black crime than black on black crime? I think they just frame it differently. The white on black crime, they kind of make a bigger story. The black on black crime, they just put it out there. It actually seems like it reflects more on our neighborhood. You know, they'll show the murders, you know, triple shooting on East 15th, or I mean, you know, like it'll be like that, but they don't call it black on black crime. I mean, because I think they're afraid of it sounding racist. If they talk about black on black crime, they use that terminology. So they just talk about the area in town it is, and they show the perpetrator. They'll show maybe somebody around the victim. I mean, so they'll frame it without saying it. But when it's white on black, they'll kind of call it out.
Okay. All right, good point. BK Apologist, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, they definitely push that specific narrative of quote unquote black on black crime, even though, you know, statistics prove and show that people kill those who are closest to them, meaning that white people kill other white people because they live in white neighborhoods, just like black people kill black people because that's who's closest to them. So both black and white people kill people. It's just they kill the people that's in proximity to them. But the news likes to focus on the black on black crime as if white people don't kill other white people. Yeah,
it's like what Tammy said. Yeah,
because for some apparent reason, that story about the blacks it brings in the bag. It brings in the bag for the media. You know, it brings out a lot of celebrities. They want to talk about this. They want to talk about that. But it's all about the bag. It's all about the money. It's a popular story. To them, it's popular when we are on TV.
Okay. Popular story. That part, I could agree to that. Or because more so, I think they just want everyone to like think of the worst of us. In my opinion, that is. And since they have the power to kind of control the narrative, I mean, why not target us? Why not let the whole world know, you know, that we're like this bad group of people that ever existed. We're like the animals that should have been caged up, because if we will attack our own people, what makes you think that we're not going to attack you? And so I think the news is trying to constantly push that fear into other groups of people, so that way they can separate themselves further from us. You know, it's all about the disrespect, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree. I wanted to throw another aspect in there real quick, if I could. I also think there might be a political aspect. And, you know, you can shut me down if you don't want to go this far into it. But I also think that since the primary viewer of news, like all news, the primary viewers are conservatives. So they use like fear-mongering tactics, because that, for whatever reason, that typically seems to work on a certain demographic. Conservatives, you know, all news, all TV news is mostly viewed, typically, except for CNN, by conservatives. So I'm thinking that fear-mongering keeps the attention, keeps the people viewing. But the money, the monetization, comes from liberals. So that's where you get that white on black narrative. And then you'll get that investment, that money, the people buying, you know what I'm saying? So the big money is in the liberal money. So they have to sell that white on black narrative, so you get that liberal savior complex. Oh, we got to protect the poor black people from the top. But you want to keep people watching on the daily, so then you sell the fear mongering with, oh, look at our city, it's getting torn apart. So I mean, so it's playing two ends to get the most capital, in my opinion.
I think that's a good point as well too. Like, it's so much like twisted things that goes behind the scenes. Yeah. Oh, shout outs to Sophia. She says knowledge in relationships, great analyst and input. Sorry, analyst and input. Thank you. And let me see, Mr. Best in the World. Do you mind responding to Colin Mitchell? What do you think about this one? He says, I agree. Okay.
I think it's a combination of both. I think yes, narratives are pushed on us to create media. I mean, of course. I mean, look at things like Love and Hip Hop. look at the stories. If you want to do trending black stories, shout out to OG Patrice. Salute to her. If you want to do trending Black stories, you know, you're
OG
gonna
for
trend,
streets.
You're gonna trend, and you're gonna see like you're gonna trend, and you're gonna see like things about, you know, rappers, or, you know, us getting into things, or us being so-called what, ratchet or whatever, you know what I mean, or violent or whatever. So they'll make these things trendy. They'll make them popular, right? And so that's to push a narrative, to push a norm. Oh yeah, these Black people, oh man, they always having sex, man. Yeah, they always are violent. Yeah, they're always doing this and the third. Definitely appreciate you too, brother. Shout out to Sophia Sharif as well. With that being said, I do think that there are things that goes on in our community that do need to definitely to change with the violence and with how we handle things. But yeah, of course, you know, the media and the people who are in politics, of course, they are pushing narratives on us that are false. They are pushing narratives that all we do is sit at home and we be on a block all the time, and all we do is smoke, you know, paraphernalia, and we drink and we do this and we do that. They're gonna push those narratives. We know that for sure. You know what I'm saying? This has been done throughout the history of us being in this country. But also we have to also see on the other side of the coin where, you know, we are doing things that are detrimental to us, whether it's through our music, whether it's through the way that, you know, through what we subscribe to as far as what we view, you know what I mean, and just the things that we have adopted, you know, in the so-called new, I don't even call it Black culture, I call it ratchet culture. You know what I'm saying? This new ratchet culture. You know, where you have, you know, rappers and entertainers who are from their own communities. They can't go back without being killed. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen Aerosmith not able to come back to their home. I ain't never seen, you know, Rolling Stones ain't able to come back to their home. I ain't never seen the Beatles ain't being gonna come back to their home. They all able to come back. Why we can't come back? You know what I mean? So there is a problem. So let's not get it twisted. There is a problem. You know what I mean? But in that problem, is it overly publicized? Of course. Is the narrative stretched out to make it seem more worse than what it is? Of course. But that's always been the case. They always want to make it seem like we savages, and that we need to be locked up in cage, and that we animals, and we're 1/4 of a human being, and all the other stuff. That's been going on for ages, man. But we do have a problem, and that problem does need to be addressed as well. So it's twofold.
Let me play one last video, and then we could get to some of these questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Since we have more people that now tune into the chat, give me about a second. They're playing this commercial. Okay. Go to screen share. I swear, it takes a whole bunch of steps just to show this. Okay. There we go. Very you say everyone. Okay. All right, let me go out so I can play the video. Oh, before I do that, I have to change the speed to avoid any copyright strikes. All right, let's go.
Never thought this would happen to me. I thought it was a dream. And I gotta face the fact that my baby really did.
A mother opening up about her tragic loss right before the new year. Thanks so much for joining us at 6:30. I'm BC O'Leary.
And I'm Tim Blanc. Santana Jackson was just 15 years old. Sadly, he became the final homicide victim of 2021 in Minneapolis on New Year's Eve.
Today, his mother and family returned to the scene to remember his life. Paul Bloom has the story from Minneapolis.
And y'all killed my baby. And y'all left him right there to die. Like he was trash. Like he was a road. Like he was nothing.
LaShonda Wheeler ended 2021 living out her worst nightmare, losing her only son to the gun violence that plagued Minneapolis all year long.
I watch the news and I read articles, you know what I'm saying? And I used to always sit and wonder, will my son be next?
Santana Jackson, just 15 years old, the 95th and at the moment final murder victim in a year filled with bloodshed and grief across the city. LaShonda vowing that her son, who loved football and basketball, would not just be a statistic.
I never thought that Christmas come, that would be my last time me seeing my son on Christmas. Was God telling me was that the last time of him walking in here and me sitting at the table and him hugging me and telling me he'd be right back?
According to authorities, Santana was walking with this 16-year-old. Investigators are not publicly identifying here near 24th and DuPont Avenue North. It was New Year's Eve, 4:30 in the afternoon, when gunfire, quote, erupted from a vehicle. The 16-year-old was injured. Santana died from multiple gunshot wounds. His mom rushed to the scene after first being directed to the hospital. That's where she saw her child dead. She was told Santana was shot in the head and had no shoes on when emergency responders arrived. On Monday, LaShonda returned to the scene with friends and loved ones for a memorial, haunted by several questions she desperately wants answered.
Why? What did he do? What did he do to you? I don't care what my son was out here doing. I don't care. That's still my baby.
And here now, a closer look at the year's murder totals in Minneapolis. MPD reporting those 95 homicides in 2021. 44 cases remain open, meaning they are unsolved as the calendar turns. That, of course, includes the slaying of Santana Jackson, New Year's Eve, the suspects and the vehicle gone by the time officers got to that scene. A witness telling me they heard 6 or 7 shots. Reporting in
Shout outs to Woman So Sphere. And shout outs to everyone else that's tuning into the chat. All right. So we all saw this video. So before I start getting into like the questions that's on the list, like what was everyone's reaction to that?
Well, first of all, you see, and this is what I'm talking about. Key word. I don't care what my son was doing out there. I'm sorry, a lot of people caught that, right? And this is the problem. See, you know, I know a lot of hundreds of young guys that's 12, 13, 14, 15 years old walking around here with these heavy artillery weapons that, you know what I'm saying, that can just sell to you for 200, 300, 400. What people gotta understand is their parents don't know anything about what they're doing. So you will always hear parents say, well, my son would never do that. My son would never do that. There's a lot of kids out here that's doing a lot of crazy stuff, like going beyond crazy stuff. And the parents, a lot of times, they don't know this, but they said that they don't care what their kids is doing. This is what's going on. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason why certain situations happen. This and things that happen, things that's happening for a shooting, it has nothing to do with drugs. You know, it has nothing to do with that. It's about clicks. It's about who got the most money, and they're doing challenges to have sex with their girlfriends and things. This is what's going on right now. It is a war zone out here. So I'm kind of upset about what she said. I don't care what you should care, and all the rest of the parents, y'all should care too. What's wrong with y'all out there?
Can I say something, please?
Good point.
What is go ahead, First Lady. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So I want to say hi to Sophia Patrice. She said she's hi to me, and hi to OG Patrice. I'm so glad to see you on here.
Welcome, OG Patrice. Yes.
So this
hey
is
everyone.
So this is what I have to like, and I did note what she said. So okay, so I got a little irritated with the video. And part of it is because, so I work, everybody knows I'm a teacher because I talk about teaching all the time. And I've seen like some of these kids, the way they act, they have this invincible attitude. And yeah, there are some parents that don't know what their kids are doing, but there are some parents that know and they don't care. And there's some of these parents that encourage their kids to do certain things. And when something like this happens, it's like, oh my God, what happened? It don't matter what he was doing. This shouldn't have happened. And the thing is, like, you're supporting your child doing certain things and not allowing your child to take accountability for things they shouldn't be doing. So I get irritated because you have these parents that come in even to the school and like they don't want their child to take accountability when their child is doing something wrong. Well, what was the teacher doing? What were the other kids doing? As if their child does not as if their child is innocent and never does anything wrong. So I get a little irritated because I'm not saying that the young man in the video was out there doing stuff, but he reminds me of some of the kids that even at schools that I've worked at, where they are very disrespectful to staff, very disrespectful, but even to their own parents. And they're out there doing stuff. And then when something like this happens, the parents are crying and upset. Well, what happened? I don't care what he was doing. He didn't deserve that. And I'm not saying he deserves that. What I'm saying is that you need to make sure your child is taking accountability and making the right choices. Because sometimes you have these parents that is doing stuff with their kids. Right. You got these parents drinking with their kids, doing drugs with their kids. And I mean, I think that's the thing that irritates me. Because you have some parents that try to pretend like, well, I don't know what happened. Oh, my child is a good child. They would never do anything. But yet you over there smoking with your kids, you drinking with your kids, you going out with your kids, you allowing your kids to come and have sex in your house and bring their friends, all these kind of other things. Well, your child just thinks that they can do or say whatever they want to whoever they want, and nothing's going to happen. So I think that, yeah, we need to hold, these people doing stuff accountable. But we need to hold some of these kids accountable for the stuff that they know they have no business doing, acting like they grown, but they not really about that life. I'm just saying. So I get a little irritated when I hear something like what she said. I don't care what he was doing. Why don't you care what he was doing? Like, you need to care about what he was doing. To me, that's not acceptable for you to say, I don't care. You need to know what he was doing. What was he doing while he was out there? And that's not to say that whatever he was doing, he deserved for his life to be ended. It's more about, are you paying attention to your kids? Do you know where your kids are? Are you, because back in the day, you used to be home before the light. If the light came on, your behind was supposed to be in the house. That's not how it is now.
Right.
Kids is out running the streets at all hours of the night. And you have some of these parents that trying to be friends instead of being parents. Let's call it spade a spade. You got too many of these parents trying to be friends when they need to be parents. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying. And then when something serious happens, all of a sudden you want to cry and be upset, like you didn't know what your child was doing. And even some of these parents, where their child is a person that does something, they say, oh, well, what did that child do to my child? No, what was your child doing that they had no business doing?
Right.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a minute. Sorry, I'm getting off. Just saying. I just get real tired because that's a lot of things you notice that there's not accountability where accountability needs to be, and you have too many parents that are trying to be friends rather than being parents. And there's too many kids that need their asses whooped. I said it. Too many kids need their asses whooped. I'm just saying. Discipline goes a long way. Y'all heard, spare the rod, spoil the child. I'm just saying, and I done said my 50 cents. Okay, I'm gonna turn my mic off now.
And it's kind of funny. It's kind of strange to me, man, because here's the thing. When I watch the news, they be like, "Oh my, he was a baseball player, he was a basketball player, he loved the community and all this stuff." But when I go to their funerals, right, to support them, because that's I do that. They'll show a video, right, and it don't even be what the news said that they are. You know, you got the parents on video that say, "Hey, listen, I bought you this for Halloween. Give him a Glock 9." You got the dad is giving the son the automatic shotgun. These are real guns, by the way, or for a 14-year-old. Okay, this is on video at the funeral home. You know, they sitting there on video. You know, and they're taking pictures with each other. And these are the same parents that was on the news. Not saying the parents that we see on the video or whatever. I'm just saying the funeral homes that I go to support these kids, like the parents be all in the videos, waving the guns, giving the guns to the kids. Hey, yeah, use this. This is how you point it at it. You point at somebody like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But you know, it's crazy. You know, and I'm a pause on that, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shut my mic down. And oh yeah, before I do that, I want to say that we're speaking in general. I'm speaking in general. I'm not saying that the kid went out and did something wrong. I'm just speaking in general for kids, period, about what's going on out here. But I'll pause on that. I'll put myself on mute.
Okay. I need to get to OG Patrice, BK Podges, and I also need to welcome Queen Forever 2K and beyond.
BK.
Hey, what up?
What's good, everybody?
Family?
What's up?
You got Queen. What's up? What's up, y'all?
What's up? Sir Hale Speaks. What's up, sir?
Salute to Sir Hale Speaks. You know, definitely take the time to subscribe to his YouTube channel. Every morning when I wake up before I go to work, and he's always on live, man, it's like a wonderful ride to my job. Just listening to this man speaks. He speaks about positivity. He speaks about Christianity. You know, jobs, beliefs. Man, the man be talking about it all. So definitely check out his channel for sure. Miss OG Patrice, did you get a chance to see like the last video that I played?
I did.
Okay. Good.
So this recently happened to this young man?
That part, yes. Let me see. It's February, so what? That's what, a month ago? 2 months ago? That happened like on New Year's Eve last year, 2021. So this is Chef Shapino.
Mm-hmm. And enlighten me as to, I think you saw there was another video prior to that. Was it another young man?
Ooh, what was the
did you show another video earlier?
I think that was the one where the kids.
The person with the kids was shielded.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The other one prior was I think that was the third video where the gunman was shooting like this young man, but then the kids was around him, and it looked like the kids was trying to shield the man from getting shot, but he still ended up getting shot anyways. And there was like no remorse or care. So
and it was multiple times. So it was kind of, you know, multiple times. It's personal.
Yeah. Like the guy, the man was on a mission. Like he wasn't trying to shoot those kids, but he was trying to shoot that man. Him. Because as you can see, like he kind of hesitated, but as soon as he got a clear aim, he was just like bow on him.
And I'm upset with the guy who was talking about it. He's giving like too much like information about where he got shot at, how many times he got shot. Like come on, man. Like that shouldn't even be on the news like that.
Oh, okay. I know I saw the the thumbnail and the title, right? About crime in our community.
Yeah.
I stopped using the words black on black crime. I stopped saying that because that was given to us by our white counterparts. Because I think that they're trying to specifically target us as if we're the only people that's killing each other up. And when you look at the statistics.
Oh, Miss OG Patrice?
I think her internet is messing up. It does that sometimes.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. So, listen. This is what's going on, right? Because I'm out here every day, and I'm telling you right now, it is a war going on. Now, the First Lady Tammy, don't think these kids ain't about their life. These kids is more dangerous than the adults out here. They are dangerous. I'm talking about more dangerous than back in the day in the 80s and the 70s. They're more dangerous. And
okay. Somebody bring her up, please.
It's about it's all about what they see, what they're listening to. You know, it's and really be about these rappers. Like, a lot of people don't know. It's a lot of beef gang wars that's going on with these rappers, and these kids want to do what they do. They want to build gangs like they build gangs. They want to have money and do the things that they do. And this is what's going on right now. This is what's going on.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I just dropped off. I'm like, that's crazy. But no, so I stopped using it. I don't label anything that they label us. I don't use. So when the numbers for me are very close, and we know that crime in our communities are based on proximity and opportunity. The most people that are doing this to each other, for the majority, they know each other, number one, just like our white counterparts and all other races. Asians kill Asians, Hispanics kill Hispanics. So I'm not gonna let them label us in that shape, form, or fashion. What I say is what we need to do in our own communities is find ways to stop the crimes in our own community. And again, for me, that goes back to, more community service, more of us as a Black people getting on code, having a code first of all, and being able to be accountable. I think parents need to be more accountable for their children and the way they're raising them. See, there are certain, I heard what Tammy said, and I agree with her 100%. But the fact is, if most parents put their hands on the child now, they can possibly go to jail. And these are the things now that is preventing a lot of what we see in our communities, as far as parents being able to discipline their children the way that I came up and was disciplined. It's a whole different story now. Your kids can divorce you as a parent now. Your kids can report you to the police, and you can possibly go to jail for put your hands on them now. Everything is so different. And then there, a lot of these homes, if they're being raised by a younger generation, a lot of these parents don't have parenting skills. And so the kids have no home training. Because their parents didn't have any home training. So it's a lot of things, poverty, a lot of things, lack of self-awareness and self-discipline, self-control. A lot of these different things play a part in what's going on in our communities. And if we don't address it from a community level, I heard you guys talking about how important it is, locally, voting for politicians to get laws passed. I always am an advocate for that and say it's so important, because when you have the power to vote in your police chiefs and the judges and things that makes a decision what goes on in your community, that's when you start to see the change. Go to the school meetings, go to the police meetings, go to the council meetings. All these things affects what's going on in our community, and I see a lack of that when I'm in these meetings. That's a big problem within our community, right? Everybody talks about gun control, but how are these guns getting in these communities? If we have impoverished communities, how all these guns getting into the community? These are questions that need to be asked as far as our what's going on in our communities and the crime that we are committing against each other.
It's the NRA. They're bringing in 350 million weapons, and then you have some states that you could just go into the gun store and just buy it, and just walk right out. No paperwork, no ID. You could just buy a gun and just walk right out. In some states, not all states. You definitely can't do that in California, but other states you can do that. So they travel for these weapons and to bring it back to their neighborhood, and that's how they do it.
And you know what the problem that is, DJ King, that I want to tell everybody, even if you're licensed to carry, conceal, or open carry, whatever your situation is for your state, as Black people, I would say definitely do not register with the NRA. We have an African American Gun Association that you need to register with. I'm registered with them as a gun owner and carrier, because when it comes to, they can provide and put these guns in our neighborhood, but when it comes to Black men and women getting shot, unarmed, killed by the police, the NRA is nowhere around. So I would not support them or their cause. There is a African American Gun Association called NAGA, National African American Gun Association, NAAGA. That's who I joined and affiliated with, because they help protect our people when it comes to gun ownership and things of that nature. Do not support the people like your NRAs that are putting these weapons into our communities, and then when things happen within our communities, they are nowhere to be found to speak up for, or anything. That I don't know if you guys heard just a couple of days ago, another young African American man in Minnesota just got deleted, sleep on the couch, police bust in the door, and he's deleted now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Amir something is his name. Like, so we have to be aware of what's going on, in our communities, and what's going on, keeping our ears to the streets, talking to our younger generation of relatives if they are having any problems in school, in their neighborhoods, with gangs or any type of bullying or anything going on, because our kids are they're feeling all this pressure and things when they go to school. They're feeling pressures of maybe being confronted by a gang. They're feeling the pressures of being bullied. And if you have a firearm in your home, you have to be careful of that as well. A lot of our crimes in our community happens that way too as well.
And these kids are smart, man. These kids are very intelligent. Like, I know a few kids who know all about Black history, who was what year of these presidents, all these presidents, everything. They know all of that. But they just say that their school sucks. They don't like school, but they know all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's because we don't especially African American kids, we have nothing to protect us in the public school system anymore. When I was coming up, it was a little bit different. Now they have something specifically that targets Black and brown kids, and that's called the school to prison pipeline.
Yeah,
and it starts out with just basic truancy. With kids, if there's a truancy policy, or if the kids have behavior problems, our brown and Black and brown kids are treated differently from our white counterparts when they discovered as to have behavior problems and acting out in school. Oh, he got ADHD, he got this, he got that. Let's get him behavior training. Let's put him in special school. That don't happen for our children. They end up going through a system that leads them right to juvie, which leads them right to jail, which leads them right to prison.
Yeah.
So we have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, OG Patrice, I don't know if you know about that young, I forgot the little girls where they were at, but the little girl had a meltdown at school, and instead of them calling her parents, they called the cops, and they took the little girl to a psych ward, pumped her with medication, and would not let her mother see her for like almost a week. So they're not even calling the parents anymore. They're calling the cops for little children having meltdowns at school. So and the principal was Black.
Yeah, and they're creating laws in certain states. I know California is one, and it's another one, Texas, I think. They're creating certain laws, guys, I'm telling you, that do not protect Black and brown kids. I am so thankful I'm not raising children in this day and age, because I will be homeschooling my kids. I would. It's getting just that bad, where they literally are leaving the parents out of the equation. And like Queen said, they are calling whatever authorities, be it juvie, be it the police, be it whoever. And instead of calling the parent first, they're leaving the parent out of the equation. You guys, it gets deeper than that, but that's a whole, when it comes to that whole other community that's trying to force, the whole identity thing on children as young as the age of 6 and 7. I'm sorry. Listen. Yeah. Let me digress, because
And then they're making if you get into a fight on the playground, they're making it a felony.
And also, Queen, they got schools out here that on strike. That's on strike right now. A bunch of schools. Not saying all the schools, but it's a bunch of schools that's on strike.
You talking about in Oakland, because they're trying to close 13 schools.
Yep.
They're closing 13 schools in Oakland?
In the poorest neighborhoods. They're trying to close mostly all the schools.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, well, I haven't heard about that. Okay, hold on. So rewind. So they're closing schools like in Oakland, in the poorest neighborhoods. Who are doing the closing? Is it like
the district?
The district.
Yeah, they're saying that they're going to combine schools. So now the kids who are behind and maybe need smaller class sizes, they're going to get even worse.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be in classes that are like 2-3 times big now.
Yeah, overcrowded, doing a pandemic.
And who's
figure.
Who's going to suffer with that?
Right.
Brown colors. Not no one else, because they put their kids in private school. They at that outside learning, places. They don't play.
Yeah. We always the most affected, right, by the school system. The most affected, and the most unprotected.
But
you know what I mean?
We have to do more when we see that. When I think about that, I think about Jeffrey something, and he started the Harlem Children's Zone. And it started because the kids in the neighborhood weren't doing well. So he started a tutoring program. And now he has over 100 programs. And he's like even Obama talked about his nonprofit. But he saw an issue. He started a free tutoring program, and now he deals with the families from birth to college.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
And those type of programs are few and far between, but when you do have them, you have, best thing I would say raising children in this day and age that are small in grade school is do your research on, your community and see what they have to offer as far as programs like that, or nonprofit organizations, something that your children can get involved in. And the parents need to get more involved. These parents are not showing up at these school meetings. They're not showing up at the PTA meetings anymore, the council meetings. Like they're just not showing up. And I get it, parents have to work and things, but sometimes you have to make an exception when you have children, because you're literally relying on the children to raise your kids for you, because the school and the teachers see your children more than you do. By the time you get off work, they get out of school, they're either at home already. You get off, they eat, take a shower or a bath. You take a shower, a bath, and eat. You in the bed, they in the bed, up, and the next morning it's the same thing. So you're seeing them less. And if you're not communicating effectively with your child as to know what's going on in their school life, what's going on, after school, what are they doing while you at work, you're not having these conversations with your children. That's where it gets lost in translation. And a lot of children turn to other things like the internet and start getting in trouble, hanging out with the wrong children. And you're totally unaware, like First Lady Tammy said, you're totally unaware of where your children are and what they're doing. And when things like this happen and the news come up in your face and you don't know what to say to the reporter, except for my child wouldn't do that.
Right. Right.
You know, so at what part is the parent going to be? Listen, I honestly think parents need to start being held liable as far as having jail time, penalties, restitution, something when they could listen, because the parents are failing the children. When the children are underage for certain things, if the onus falls back on the parent, period, point blank, and the explanation point, it does. So the parents got to be held more accountable as well.
I agree.
And it's just not happening the way it should.
Yeah. And you know, I feel like these solutions, well, as far as solutions, like parents need to step their game up. Like it takes a village like to like, you know, raise like children. And it's like, if you don't want to take the initiative to like really put the effort into, you know, getting the proper education like the kid is needed, and really being there for a kid, then stop having children. This is why, like, you know, a lot of these like, you know, kids growing up is so messed up. You know, you have like parents that's not doing their job, you know, raising a kid, and then you leave them off to like, you know, gangs and, you know, drugs and all kinds of stuff. And then you see, you know, but then yet you want to complain why, you know, they're taking lives, why they're shooting up like your kid or that kid. And going back to the lady that was talking about, like, yeah, like, you know, I don't care what my son was doing, you know, pretty much that's still my son. Yeah, I get that's still your son, but, you know, you still got to make that investment, because who knows? I'm not saying like
at the end of the day, it's like what you know, we don't know what he's been doing out there.
Yeah, the point is that like he could have been someone who probably killed someone else. I'm just using that situation as an example, not personally attacking the kid, but he could have been the killer, and they probably, you know, came back to really get their revenge on what he probably had done to their community.
Right. If you pay attention to the evidence of what the guy said he was shot multiple times. He told me exactly how many times he was shot. So you thinking in your mind like, man, why does he need to be shot that much? It was personal to me.
Yeah,
it had to be personal. If somebody was to get hit that many times, it's sad. But we don't know what's going on. Like a lot of people don't know these stories until people are out here to talk to these people, to get in good with these people. Then you'll find out the real truth of what's really going on. And I can't tell these people to put the guns down, because once blood has been shed, that's it.
Listen, if I'm a single woman in my home and I got a gun and young teenagers are trying to break in while I'm asleep, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to protect me and my home, right? So for a parent to say, I don't care what my child is doing, what if your child is breaking into the home of some single older elderly person or single woman or a man or something, and they coming in, breaking in, not knowing, thinking they're there, and they are licensed to protect themselves, and they happen to delete that young man? Are you gonna care then what he was doing?
Right.
Because see, nothing is gonna happen to me or that homeowner or that person that's protecting their life and their property. Nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna go down to the station, give a statement, paperwork, yada yada yada. Boom. I'm licensed to carry conceal. Listen. This is a young man that made a choice to commit a crime. So at what part are the parents gonna care? So to say I don't care what my child was doing, that was a very blanket statement to make. And kind of, you know what I mean? I mean, I get her point. She's saying, in her eyes, she's saying it's no excuse that my child should be deleted off this earth. But then again, if your child is committing a crime that can warrant, that lead to the deletion of him off this earth, then what, mother?
Right.
You're gonna be crying. You're gonna be crying. I'm gonna feel remorse. But guess what? I love me, and I'm protecting my life first and foremost. See, we gotta be real about these things. So somebody come to me, look, when my son was a teenager, was acting up in his last year of high school, got suspended, messing around. Now he's top tier in school, graduated top 10 with salutatorian, which is second to the valedictorian. But y'all, when that school called and told me my son was acting up and messing around, had got caught shooting dice on the playground of the school, I didn't say that ain't my son. I said I'll be right there. I want to make sure that it is my son. That's what I said. Let me come. I will come up to the school. If you say you know my son and that was him that did that, then I'm gonna come up to the school and I'm gonna make sure that's my son. Let's just keep it a beam up in here. Parents got to be more accountable, and nobody can say what their child won't do because they not with their child 24/7. How about that?
Exactly. Thank you, OG Patrice.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I agree.
Honey, I know some doctors and some lawyers, honey, that raised their kids, had the best of everything, went to the best of schools, and they are some of the worst children, okay? They turned out to be criminals, got addicted to drugs, did a whole bunch of stuff. So come on. So let's not do that one. We cannot say what our child will and won't do. We can hope that our child won't do it based off of how we raise them and them knowing right from wrong. But can we 100% say what our child will and won't do? I don't think we can make that call at this day and age.
And you know, it's interesting because I've said in the past that, you know, and I don't know if I said it on a stream, but we as parents, our job is to provide our kids with what they need so that when they're not with us, they make the right choices. But if you're not providing your child with that, then they're not going to know what choices they need to make. So that's why when I talk about how you have these parents that want to be friends rather than parents, you're not providing your child with what they need so they can make the right choice when you're not around. So, yeah.
Exactly.
And let's be real. Some of the main parents that come up to the school hollering the most, boasting the most, the kids be doing the most.
Yep. Exactly. That's true. That's true.
Tammy, did we answer the first question?
No, I don't even know if we got to the questions yet.
Oh, we didn't. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, M3 will be right back. I'm do the questions. So question number 1 is: has black on black violence become a plague? In our community? We're gonna start with Queen. Then I'm gonna go to OG Patrice. Then I'm gonna go to Tammy. Then I'm gonna go to the brothers. Go ahead, Queen. Queen. Hello.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. Question number 1, Queen. Welcome back.
I think Queen be taking cat naps on us, y'all.
Wake up, Queen.
Sorry.
Wake up, Queen.
I'm at work.
Wake up, Queen.
What's the question? Okay, I hear you. I'm awake. I'm woke.
Okay, thank you. Question number 1. Has black on black violence?
Question number 1?
Yes, ma'am. We don't have a lot of questions. We have a few. Okay. Has black on black violence become a plague in our community?
Yes. Yes. I don't know what else to say to that. Yes.
Okay.
We're trying to, we're looking for the most vulnerable, and we're robbing from the same person that's struggling just like us. So yeah, it's unfortunate.
Okay. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. We're gonna go to First Lady Tammy. Tammy, go ahead.
In a nutshell, absolutely. And like I said when we watched the video, what the sad thing is that now it's at a point where it's almost like this is just normal. That's how bad it's gotten, is where it's just normal. It's just it's the same thing a different day. And you get to a point where you're numb about it, to where it's the same thing all the time. So yeah, I definitely think it's plaguing the community. Absolutely. So that's my answer to absolutely.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Tammy. As always, we love your insight. You know what I mean? OG Patrice, speaking of insight and wisdom, OG Patrice, what do you think? Question number 1.
Man, when I just even think about the definition of the word, it's it's a contagious bacteria, right? It's like continued trouble or distress, right? So yeah, absolutely, because that's what it's become in the Black community. It's become a continuous distress and trouble, and it's contagious because it's spreading from one generation to another, and it's gotten worse. So absolutely, just in short, yeah.
Thank you, OG Patrice. Thank you. I love how you broke down the terminology. Thank you. Arshawn Dave, where you at, man? Where the homie in space at? Where my brother in space? Arshawn, where you at? What's up, baby?
What's up, man?
Yeah, and listen, everybody, please follow and subscribe to Arshawn Dave. He has a whole new thing that he has on the channel with him and Rico, and I'll be putting that on my content creator blast very soon, everybody. Okay, that's coming up very soon. Some of y'all already put your content out there, so I ain't putting it out again. All right, they gotta watch the rebroadcast, but yeah, I'm about to definitely throw up Rico and Arshawn thing. Definitely. So brother Arshawn, question number 1. You know what I'm saying? Has black on black violence become a plague in our community?
I definitely think it has. There's that old quote, when white America catches a cold, Black America catches the flu. And there's violence in white America, so everything hits us a little harder because we have fewer resources to deal with the problem. So it's definitely a plague because if they're suffering from it, man, we're being traumatized by it. So it's definitely a plague, something that needs to be addressed, and we have to have a new way to address it because the old ways, haven't worked. So we can't keep relying on government to try to institute programs to keep the kids in programs after school because they'll just cut the funding after a while. So putting up rec centers, they just tear those down after a while. So we have to find a new solution.
Thank you for sharing that, Arshawn. You know what I mean? Thanks for being on point, bro. I love how you gave that quote. Salute to you too, man. Love how you gave that quote, man. Love that. And we're gonna definitely get to the solution part. That's coming up real soon, okay? DJ Eddie King!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Question number 1, brother. Has black on black violence become a plague in our community?
Well, honestly, I can't say that. I can't say that. For example, let me give one example. When you have rappers coming into their communities and you have another group of people who are starving, that's trying to make it as hard for them to get a job and things like that, and you're coming to the community, taking, you're going to the community, taking a lot of these women who has been with these group of men for like 20 to 30 years. You don't think that they're going to be upset about that? And then you didn't put no food on the table. You're going around saying how we broke, you broke this and that and the third. And, at some point, you're bringing drama. You're bringing a lot of drama. Then you have, another group of people over here, who can happily get into a fight because they see this guy picking on this one guy, being a bully. They get into it and the guy gets shot. Next thing you know, they're going back and forth, family to family, going back and forth. So it's like there's a million things that's been happening. There's a million stories on why these shootings and killings has been happening. There's stories out there that a lot of people don't hear. They just look at the news and just say, hey, that's sad, it's not the third, but they're not really investigating to know what's really going on. So I can't really say that it's a plague. I would just say there's a lot of anger. People are angry now, and that's all I can say about that.
DJ Eddie King, did you guys but it's specifically you because I know you DJ as well. Did you hear about this popular DJ on a radio station that made a public statement and decided to come public and say that they are no longer going to play the drill music that's causing all of the deletions, within the music industry, between the rappers and in the community?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, it's a popular DJ on one of these big radio stations that just publicly made that announcement saying they're no longer going to support the music, the rapper, or the record label anymore. And I think that if something like that start to trickle down with all the DJs, then this possibly can stop, because if the rapper's music can't get played on the radios, then the music execs are going to take a look at that and say, oh, they're not playing your music. And I think it needs to be done like all across the United States when it comes, and it's specifically to drill rap, right? That has caused so many deletions.
Yeah,
the drill music.
The DJ's called DJ Drewski. He's a white DJ.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he just recently just said that he's no longer playing any drill music because in the drill music they diss the dead people that have been killed by that certain gang.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And they rap about deletion and gang culture and all of that. Yeah.
And not only that, they show up to these grave sites.
Yeah.
You know, kick over the candles.
Disrespect.
Really?
Dig up the body. Yeah.
Lying.
No, that's true.
Crazy.
Yep.
Didn't 6ix9ine did something similar to that?
No.
Or maybe rapped a song about that?
No.
He's not really a drill rapper, and plus he didn't really catch any as they call it, any deletions. They call it something else, but I'm not gonna say that, any deletions.
Yeah.
But it's we know the popular artists. I'm not gonna name none of them. You know what I mean? But some will come from Chicago, some come from New York, some come from the South. You know what I mean? And they all have this culture where they are talking about the people that they deleted, and they said he's smoking on a pack, and they said he's smoking on that person that's no longer here. You know, and they show like coffins and all type of stuff. It's sick. It's real sick.
It's disrespect. It's totally
very
disrespectful. Yeah.
And the sad part about it, the real sad part about it, you know what I mean, is that the music and instrumentation, you know what I mean, it sounds so good. You know, it's very attractive to the ear. But when you hear the lyrics, it's like, oh my gosh, like it's disgusting. It's crazy.
And OG Patrice, it's not really like the DJs, like, you know, the guy that said he was retiring, I understand that, you know, but it's not really the DJs. It's really the radio stations, the popular radio stations have the yes or no, you know, but to them, they're not going to do that because they feel like they're not going to make any more money without drill music. So they care about money so much that they're not going to make that happen. They're going to continue to keep playing these drill music because they need money.
Yeah, the station will probably still do it, but he said publicly he's not going to play it anymore. I don't know how long he's gonna stay on the stance. I don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean, we'll see. You know what I mean, because they may throw some dollars at him. You know, when them dollars get thrown, where them dollars at, you know, everything be changing.
Yeah.
When the dollars come into play. You know what I'm saying? I want to answer number one real quick. I'll pass the ball to M3. You know what I mean? So has black and black violence become a plague in our community? Absolutely. If you just look at, we just said the drill music thing is one. If you just look at the shows that we put on TV, the media, everything is definitely a plague, man. And we gotta figure it out because our community is affected by it because we live in impoverished communities. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the poverty in our community is deep. It's real deep. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, we have to come up with solutions and ways to get out of that. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, I just want to tell people that sometimes you have to, and I'll elaborate on this more as we go on to the other questions. Sometimes you gotta leave your community to do better. Okay? You know what I mean? Hopefully you can come back. If you can't come back, guess what? That is okay. Sometimes you can't come back, all right? It is what it is. Send help in a third-party resource, all right? Have your cousin do it, you know what I mean? Or a little man down the block do it. But you can't do it. You can't come back, all right? And that is okay. Don't let your pride get in the way of your blessing. You know what I mean? You're blessed. You're able to move out. You're not able to really come back like that. It's cool. I've resolved in my heart that I may not ever be able to come back in my community. I'm okay with that because I understand that sometimes you can't come back. You know what I mean? You know, just based on maybe something. It could be something that your cousin did. It could be something that you know, your friend did, or your brother, or whoever did. You know what I mean? And they can't find them, so they find you. Oh, so back in the community. Oh well. Oh, where he at? Oh, he at the chicken shop. Oh, I'm coming over there right now. We're gonna let that chicken shop up. You know what I mean? And they'll come over there and they'll light the whole chicken shop up. You know what I mean? Just because you are known for being with that person.
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
Then best if you know now, you know, you have fans against fans. You have NBA fans, and you have Lil Durk fans, you have Pooh Shiesty fans, you got Kodak Black fans, you got the Migo fans, and you have these rappers, and all these rappers are beefing with each other. So you have these fans involved too. The fans are involved too.
Yeah.
It's that you know, they get on social media with it. They let you know, oh yeah, we smoking on this. We over here. We was over there yesterday. Where was you at? Blah 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 blah. Like they really going all the way in. You know, it's dangerous.
But then when you see the crazy thing about it, which I don't understand why they don't realize, everybody talk that tough talk until something happened to either them or somebody really close to. When that happens, their whole reaction changes. You know what I'm saying? Their whole demeanor changes. Everything just changes. They become all that excitement and all that rah-rah stuff. When they lose like a brother or somebody close to them, as you see some of this with some of the rappers, they kind of stop and they kind of start slowing down on making some of the music. They don't really put out music like that too much. You know what I mean? They start to slow down because, you know, when you keep losing a person after one person after another person, that takes a lot out of you. You know what I mean? Especially, I mean, these guys ain't even living to be damn near 30 years old. You know what I mean? Some ain't even living to be 25.
I know. Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's insane. But I got to get to the main man with the band, Mr. M3. Question number 1, brother: has black on black violence become a plague in our community?
Man, I feel like that's an easy answer, but there's also like a deeper root to it as well. I think the bigger plague is the way how we carry ourselves in our mindset. So, and what I mean by that is that, all right, an example, 2 Cents Uncensored says, why is music so negatively influential? Excuse me, influential now. We had gangster rap, and it didn't cause this much violence. It's the people. They like empathy, sympathy, and values. And so, you know, we could blame a lot of things that influences us to do something that's negative, but it really it's the way how we look at things in life. You know, we stop valuing like our own people. We become the people that other nationalities, our counterparts, want us to become. You know, we kind of lost hope in ourselves, and you know, and believing in the things that we could like achieve and push up for our community. So instead of us trying to build, you know, anytime we see someone else try like, you know, get a step up, we want to try to do our due diligence to try and bring them down. So violence, the black and black thing, you know, it's a byproduct of our mentality that's already been instilled into us, you know, and, you know, like, I know like the title is supposed to be about black and black crime, but just to make it clear again, it's not just always, you know, what you see like in the world, it's just us going at it with other people. You know, there's white crime, white on white, Hispanic on Hispanic crime. There's crimes all over, but we're always the ones that's going to get the most talked about. So, but yeah, anything that we do, whether it be like the greed of money, taking away like from someone else's like, you know, opportunities, shutting each other down, like, yeah, we become the plague of our community. So whether if it ends off with death or just ends off with just the lack of motivation and discouragement. So yeah, pretty much.
Okay, family. Okay. Let's move on to the second question. You know what I mean? Have you personally been affected by black on black crime? I'm gonna start with OG Patrice. OG Patrice. Question number 2.
Absolutely. Yeah. In my younger years growing up on the south side of Chicago, I've been used to first it started off with like purse snatching, and then I got robbed at gunpoint, me and my girlfriend. So yeah, absolutely. I was robbed at gunpoint, me and my girlfriend, when doing the crack epidemic. So imagine that. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank God nothing, violent, to the extent, but my family members have definitely, my father was a victim of, gun violence. So yeah, absolutely. And it was by someone he knew very close. So absolutely. Yep. Always in some shape, form, or fashion, 9 times out of 10, Black families have been affected directly or indirectly by violence in our own community. By somebody that looked like us, because like I said, I refuse to say that the black on black, but I'll just say by somebody that looked like me.
All right, I'm gonna go to First Lady Tammy. Tammy, question number 2.
Here's the interesting thing. I've never been like had any direct racist thing happen to me ever. Thankfully, I could knock on wood about that. And no, I have not been affected by black on black crime, to be perfectly honest. So no, which is a blessing in itself. So
no family member, no family member either.
No.
Lucky, you're lucky.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's a blessing in itself. So yeah.
Okay. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe to Curly Drinking, Rico and Arshawn. You know what I mean? They're part of non relationship family. You know what I'm saying? And definitely we gotta support. We gotta support our family, man.
What did you say, Tammy? I'm sorry, I was on the phone.
Oh no, I said I haven't been affected by black on black crime, and OG Patrice, she asked if anybody in my family, and I said no, because they haven't been. I haven't been, so that's a blessing in itself, because not everybody is fortunate enough to say that. So yeah.
Queen, wake up, Queen.
I'm trying. You know where I'm at. Don't play with me.
I know what's going on. What's up,
I'm
girl?
trying to multitask, man. Come on.
How you doing, girl?
I'm trying.
And they're gonna put that clock on you if you don't wake up. Yeah,
what
number 2. And they're gonna put that clock on you if you don't wake up. Question number 2.
He gonna put what?
The clock. Le clock.
Don't put you ain't putting no clock on me, because I ain't gonna.
Can you answer the question number 2, please? Thank you.
Okay, let me answer question number 2. Don't start me up, okay?
Man, I didn't even say anything.
Shut up, Eddie. Have you ever personally been affected by black on black crime? Other than getting into fights, no. But that was my choice. I put on the black on black crime because these paws needed to touch some people. So yeah.
Okay, Queen.
No, I don't. That's right. Thank you, Sophia. Leave Queen alone. Yeah, no, I haven't been affected by black on black crime. No one in my
family member either, Queen.
Rob, no, my mama was crazy. They didn't mess with her.
Girl, I'm telling you, you and Tammy lucky, because if it wasn't you, it always extend to a family member. You know, you guys are so blessed.
My dad was, I remember one story, we were really little, and my dad was walking my little, he dropped us off at school, and when he came back, he had one of his nice chain, and somebody tried to snatch it, and he pulled out his switchblade knife and cut him, and the guy ran, and he wiped it on his, wiped the blood on his t-shirt. And then when my mother went to go do laundry, she was like, you out here stabbing people. He was like, some little punk tried to snatch my chain, so I had to tell him, you know. So other than that, no, I mean that was the most I knew about. Yeah. So
okay.
I mean, we've been affected by racist cops. You know, I had a nephew who was pulled over and thrown up against the car, and they tried to plant drugs in the car, and my sister was driving by and she saw it and she started yelling at the cops and they let him go. But other than that, no. Nobody I know about. Don't laugh, that's not funny. You know who it was? Rager. It was Rager. 12 rounds.
Oh boy. Shout out to 12 rounds of boxing. She knows who she is. I gotta address the Sophie Sharif comment. My daughter was jumped on by 5 or 6 black kids walking home from school because she doesn't listen to rap. Wow. That's crazy.
What?
You have to go through
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man,
I
wish your daughter was my friend, because I'd have beat the bricks off of them.
My girlfriend's daughter was fighting another girl over a boy, and she lost one of her eyes. Got hit in the eye with a 2x4 that had a nail sticking out of it, and lost one of her eyes over a little boy.
Wow. That's
crazy.
Salute to Wally. Salute to Wally, man. Brother Arshawn, talk to us, baby. Question number 2. Have you personally been affected by black on black crime?
Yes. You ain't got to finish. Yes. And
yes.
Yes. Everybody I know. Yes. First, yes.
We're gonna clip this. We are gonna clip this, okay?
I'm trying to tell you, man. I mean, even it's silly stuff like having a gas bill put in your name before you was 10. You know, like even my sister going opening mail, robbed, burgled, I mean, cars broken into. I can't think of anything other than, I mean, obviously I've been murdered because I'm still talking to you. But I mean, man, all the other stuff, man, woo, man. Yeah, and family too. Like family wasn't no good either. But woo, so I'm shocked. I'm shocked to hear. I'm shocked to hear people they've never had a black on black crime, no theft, no assault, no nothing,
no robbery, no break-ins, no carts,
Thank God. Thank God.
Like that, and it's a blessing. And like I've never, and like so, believe it or not, like when I tell the kids this, they think I've never gotten in a fight ever.
Oh
never.
man,
you never had a fight in school coming up, nothing.
Never.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, so you never got into a physical fight? Period.
No, I had some girls in high school that she wanted to fight me because her boyfriend gave me his phone number. And it never happened. So I've never physically fought nobody ever. Like ever. Like the kids, when I tell the students, they tell me that's cap, but I'm being dead serious.
So what happened? So what did you say? I didn't want to fight her? Is that what you said?
No, she said to me, she said that she was gonna ask him if he gave her my number, and if he said he didn't, then she was going to. And I guess he told her the truth because we didn't end up fighting. So yeah.
Okay. Was she prepared? Was she prepared that day? Was she prepared to throw hands that day?
You know, I don't know if I was, because I was caught off guard. I was caught off guard, but I mean, but yeah. So
yeah, Eddie,
like I said, I've never fought ever. Like, not as a youngin', not as an older person. So which I think is once again, that's a blessing in itself. So so yeah. But I was never really I never tried to really be part of like the real popular crowd anyway. Yeah. I just wasn't one of those kind of people. So I wasn't trying to hang out with the popular kids. Yeah, I wasn't trying to do all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, you lucky. I can't even I had so many fights in school. It was ridiculous. Most of them though is because I was taking up I would have a younger brother or sister. They would get into a fight, and then that person will go get their bigger sister, and then my brother or sister would come and get me. So it was kind of like that type of thing too. Is the reason why I had a lot of fights too. But I fought a lot.
I can't use that excuse. I just like touching people.
Lord have mercy.
Just like, okay.
I just like putting my hands on people. Sometimes you could blink at me and I go, you want to be touched, don't you? Let me bless you. Let me bless you, because you looked at me a little too long, and you don't know me. You didn't say hi, boo. What you looking at? Boom, you on the floor.
See.
Okay, that sounds a little bullyish to me.
She is.
Let me help you out.
She comes from a long list of bullies.
I didn't like, despite me having a lot of fights, I didn't like to fight. In my neighborhood, if you got a reputation that you was a punk, everybody mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't want that reputation. And I was good at what I did because I fought with my sisters at home. So they taught me. I fought with my brothers. So I knew how to put my hands on you. So no matter how big you were, no matter who you was, if I, and sometimes I just wanted to mess with people too. So, whatever. I wasn't a bully though.
Thank you, Little Tyson. Thank you.
Thank you for clearing that up, Queen. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
Look at our shot with the George Foreman hands. Oh man! Shout out to Yella, man.
Salute to my Neff. What's up, Neff?
She said, "Watch this, Zendaya." Oh, don't talk about Zendaya. Don't do that.
Don't
She's
do
gonna
it.
go crazy.
Don't do it.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Who's talking about my Zendaya?
We gotta get to the music coordinator. We gotta get to the music coordinator.
Wow.
We gotta get to the music coordinator himself.
Salute to Yellow, man. Salute to
Yellow, man. We gotta get to the music coordinator himself, man. DJ Eddie King. Question number 2, brother.
That's right, Sophia. And if somebody mess with your daughter again, call me. I got you.
All right, Queen. Thank you.
Okay.
Have you personally been affected?
Coming soon. All right.
Definitely. We definitely gonna have to give it a clock for real. They go Flavor Flav clock. Have you personally been affected by black on black crime, DJ Eddie?
Yes. I can't even count on my finger how many times me and M3 got into a fight with these. Man, we was getting into fights every single day with these dudes, man. From
we had
junior high to high school. We had the tag team, man. I mean, like seriously, it wasn't the fact that we wasn't scared. That was the problem. Because they were so used to bullying other kids, we wasn't scared. All the other kids were scared of, but we wasn't, and they didn't like that. So we was getting into fights every single day. I think M3 got into more fights than I did.
I believe so, because look, even at the age of 16 and 17, I was fighting like dudes that was like in their 30s at the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then when we beat them up, they run and get their big brother and all this stuff,
Yeah. But look, though, really, it's fighting really black on black crime. We talking about black on black crime, not just fighting. That's a different.
No, but hold on, wait. Y'all had the opportunity. Y'all had the opportunity to say y'all story. Come on now.
Did get to the real crime.
Come on now. Let me tell our story though, man. If you want to go ahead and tell the story.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell the story, right? I got chain snatched up by groups of people. Okay, I had to fight one, then I had to fight another, then I had another person come up there like with his gun, and then with other people, and then I had the custodian person trying to lock me in the room to keep from the fight from escalating.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, yep. This was shit that was happening because from West Oakland Middle School to also high school as well too.
Yeah.
So and we had to deal with certain stuff.
Yeah.
And then when we went to high school, there was like a no fight policy. So we was already accustomed to like just hitting people first.
Yeah.
Because we know that if we didn't hit nobody, we know they was gonna keep on like antagonizing us.
Yeah, and if we was to put hands on them, we would get kicked out, and they knew that.
Exactly.
They knew that. I remember.
So in other words, y'all was the troublemakers.
No, we were
no.
We were people that tried to defend ourselves.
No, we tried to defend ourselves. We tried to defend ourselves. That's all. And it came to time. Me and M3. He fought a guy. And he beat up the guy. The guy went to get his big brother. which I didn't even have nothing to do with it. His big brother tried to attack me, so we started fighting. You know, I ended up beat him up, and then they locked me in the principal office.
And they thought we was brothers. That was the other part. And then also, remember in high school, it was this dude that was like from college. I think you guys got into it. So then the dude thought that I was your brother. So he was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna have to suffer the consequences or whatever." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't even know. And then we went up to the elevator by ourselves.
Yeah.
So I was like, I loved it. The dude with a smile. I was like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" He was like, "No, like don't what's up with me, nigga. You know, I know what you about to do." I was like, "Dude, we're not even brothers, bro, because I already know what you're thinking."
Exactly.
Like, oh, my bad. I didn't even know. I thought you guys was brothers, man. I thought you was going to attack or whatever. You know?
Yeah, and they was acting like it was so hard because, you know, they had a group of people with them.
Yeah.
But the way how I set it up was, you know, I was on the bus just peeping, just watching them to see what bus they get off at, you know, so I could catch them by themselves. And a lot of times that happened when I was fighting these people. It was only off campus though. You know, we was getting into a lot of fights, y'all. I'm talking about a lot. Okay, but there was really hating on us. There was really hate.
Yeah.
There was a lot of haters up there, for real, big time. They did not like us.
But a lot of the mentality comes like from like, you know, like we had like, you know, unfortunately we had like family members that, you know, got shot because like they was hanging around with their, you know, so-called friends.
Yeah.
And then they got set up.
Yeah.
You know, it happened to my brother. It happened to my cousins.
It happened to my cousin.
Yeah. His family as well too.
Yeah.
So we grew up like, you know, in Oakland just not trusting in people.
Yeah.
And just like Big Red said, like you had to get off to survive.
Yeah.
So our mentality, look, like we're not here to try to start nothing with nobody. We're just trying to be at peace.
Right.
But at that time, you know, where we was living at, it was worse.
Worse, way worse.
Like the only reason why things got better is because everybody deleted their damn selves.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You know, with the
yeah, they all got deleted.
With the 2000 and 2004 or 3 homicide.
I would say 2004.
Yeah, the 2004 homicide.
Yeah.
At the time, Oakland was so bad, like it was on the map. And it's almost like one of the worstest cities to live in.
Yeah.
Because everyone just had this little bit of how many, and this was, if you talking about black crime, like I said, it was like pretty much like Nukeville. Okay, Nuketown on that one.
Yeah.
We had like, I think we had over, we definitely had over 100 homicides.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
we had like 200
was the last one. Oh, 200. Yeah. And unfortunately, my cousin, he was the last one. Of that year.
R.I.P. And and it was crazy. It was definitely crazy because remember we had the newspapers out here. You could actually see the people like that. You could see their photos and they will put it on the newspaper and they tell you what happened, what year it happened, and they'll show these people faces on the newspaper. What's called like the homicide of, let's say 2002 or 2003 2004. They'll have these people pictures in the newspaper, like in a row.
Yeah, you know, I remember that. They used to do that in Chicago in the Sun Times and Tribune too.
They did that in Chicago too?
Yes, lines of pictures of people
Chicago,
that got killed over the summer, the weekend, or for the month, the year. Crazy.
Y'all history in Chicago, I would say Chicago is I would say outside of Baltimore, I would say Chicago probably hands down. And I'll throw St. Louis in there too. Chicago to me, hands down, is probably the worst city.
St. Louis, and then don't leave Memphis out. They on the road
too. Back in our time, we was number one. Back in our time, we was going to school.
I can't leave LA out either. You know what I mean? Oakland had a little bit of a run too. But as far as
little bit
throughout the history of time, with the mob and everything else, Chicago has been to me the most violent city. Period. Like it is just known for being that. You know what I mean? And the corruption level of it is just crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. You know what I mean? And y'all can just definitely look up the history of Chicago from the 20s and the 30s.
With Hoover, before that. Hoover. Well, Yeah, we know before that, but I'm talking about like when we really start to like really remember, like when Hoover was FBI, you know, and they had, man, it was crazy then. And then of course during the 80s through the 90s was the crack epidemic. That was crazy. And then of course gangs started to rise at during that time as well. So
yeah, but the mob, what was that? When did the mob start?
oh, you talking about with Capone and them? That was
when
the
did that
20s,
start?
30s, 40s. Yeah, Capone, Al Capone.
Yeah. So
Boy,
all this
Yella
from
in the
then.
building. What's up, Yella?
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of
What's
Chicago,
good?
Yella, what's going on,
good?
baby?
Look, man.
What's good, y'all? What's going on, panel?
So yeah, so Chicago Chicago for me is like when I think of just like crime and cities, like I'll definitely put a number one on the dot, man, because they've been going through things since like the 20s, like it's crazy. But question number 2 for my man Yella. You know what I mean? Yella's in the building. What's going on?
Yeah.
Have you personally been affected by black on black crime?
I mean, if we talking about like, yeah, because I heard some of y'all war stories. You know what I'm saying about y'all many fights and precautionary beatdowns y'all had to give out. But it's yeah, man. You know, I lost, you know, family members, especially out here, mainly to, you know what I'm saying, gun violence and stuff like that, man. But it's weird how we kind of view it, because that's basically where you draw the line at black on black violence. Other than that, it's just folks fighting, and that happens. You know what I'm saying? In those areas and in those spaces. So I've always heard kind of the argument that it's not really black on black crime. I know it's probably been said because I know I missed a lot of what's going on. I was trying to take care of some business, but it's definitely territorial. You know what I mean? So it's crime everywhere, but it just seemed to stand out a little more for us, because for us to be in the situations that we've been in historically, why are we so violent towards each other?
Right. So other than fights, nephew, have you been a victim of like a crime?
Have I been a victim? No.
Or a loved one.
Not me personally, TT. Ain't nobody stupid enough. Dang.
I know you're not knocked a couple of people out, Yellow. Come on.
I mean, you know.
Nephew, if there's anything pending, you could plead the fifth right here.
There's not 100 indictment line. We want you to indict yourself.
Any alleged cases have been since closed. All I'm saying is this. And you know, they face shouldn't have been in the way. I was just moving my hand. I just moved my hands from here to here. They face just happened to be in the middle. I ain't a bully though. I ain't a bully. Okay.
Queen, he's saying they ran into the punches. They ran into them.
My hand should have pressed charges. That's what it was. See, they assaulted my hands.
That's a good one, Yellow. I like that.
My hand should have pressed charges.
More people should use that as a defense.
But they chose not to. They didn't want to go through the whole court thing, so they just let it go. You know what I'm saying? But no, actually, a lot of the fights that I used to get into was me being like the bully buster, right? So a lot of the fights that I got in school with, I remember one of the biggest fights was I whipped these two dudes because they was like bullying the gay dude in school, and it didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So since they was bullying him, I showed them what a real bully do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess I was, but I don't like that. So a lot of times it's been me coming to somebody's aid, and because nobody really started a fight with me. I was like,
like my sister, she was that type in school. She would always take up for the underdog.
Yeah.
But I was the underdog. I took up for myself.
No, you wasn't the underdog, Queen.
No,
you wasn't the underdog.
You said you was
top dog, but you wasn't the underdog.
Top dog, no underdog.
I was the underdog.
Top dog.
I was the underdog.
No.
I wasn't that bad.
Hold on, Queen. Let me answer number 2. Have you personally been affected by black on black crime? Unfortunately, yes. You heard me already say, I've had family members that, have done priors. Most of the men in my family have priors. Including, my own father, who just has been recently released for almost a year now, based on him and his shenanigans. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so with that being said, man, when you see that, man, and you see it, how it affects your community, how it affects your family, it's very, very, it's very, very hurtful, man. It takes years away from the people that you really love, and then it takes years away from people that are actually in your community, and to see the pain that that's caused on your family, and then of course also caused from other family, you know, that your family maybe have assaulted or vice versa. You know, sometimes it's like a back and forth thing. You know, when you see the effects that it has on people, man, it makes you just be like, you know what, man, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to be around this. This is not what life is about, man. This is not what it's about. You know, if we don't like each other, we have a disagreement, man, we don't even got to speak anymore. That's cool. You know what I mean? You don't got to rock with me. I got to rock with you. You know what I mean? It's all good. You know, it's a basketball court. I go play on that side. You gonna play on the other side. It's all good, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because, you know, when you see just the effects of it, you know what I mean? And you especially when I seen like one of my family members, you know, who I'm really close to, you know, one of my big uncles. You know what I mean? Shout out to the big unc. You know what I mean? You know, I just seen how many friends he was just losing on like a regular yearly basis. You know what I mean? And it was just like one person after another, after another, after another. And I'm like, man, but it just came with that lifestyle. You know what I mean? It came with the being out there and doing certain things. You know what I mean? So when you seeing that, you seeing the effects of that, and you seeing them telling you, look, man, focus on, you know, building up your career, focus on going to school. That's what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you seeing the effects. You actually living it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times when people are not living or seeing the effects, they think that the stuff is cool. They think that it's entertaining, but it's not, man. It's not. You know, when you seeing a grown man cry like he's a little baby because of somebody he knows has been killed, you know what I mean? And then you seeing the mothers cry, you seeing their kids cry, you seeing their spouse cry, you seeing all these things. You know what I mean? And you could feel the effects of it. You see the candles burning. You seeing their pictures. You seeing the T-shirts with the rest in peace on it and all that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? That takes a toll on you, man. It hurts, man. It hurts, and it's a pain that I wouldn't wish on anybody. You know what I mean? And the worst is when you see when the little kids get killed, man, and you see the candles outside burning. You're like, damn, man. You know what I mean? Why a little kid? Like, you know what I mean? They were just being a kid and just playing around. They wasn't even involved in which I was mixing up with. You know what I mean? But I tell all people of color, man, if you live in a community that's raved with crime, man, sometimes, and I had to do this a lot of times growing up in my neighborhood, I knew if I went down one block, it was going to be on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And it be on could mean anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't just fighting, because cats wasn't trying to fight. They were trying to lay you down. You know what I mean? Especially in Brownsville. Y'all can look up Brownsville, Brooklyn, look it up. Cats was laying each other down. So I said, yo, if I go down this block, it's going to be all bad. You know what I mean? So I would just try to take alternative blocks, or at times, sometimes, you know, being young and foolish, you slip up and you go down the wrong block. You know, and I remember one time I went down the wrong block and I seen like about 30, 40 gang members, man. They was all outside, and I said, oh, damn. So I was like, man, let me, I had to run across the street, you know what I mean? Because I seen them, I said, oh, they see me as a rat, you know what I mean? Because they know I'm not from there. I ain't got the colors on. They know I'm coming from the other side of the track, and I'm coming from the other side of the street. They know that I'm from the other way, because I'm not wearing their colors, you know what I mean? So I just ran, you know what I mean? Ran across the street, you know what I mean? Because I seen 30, 40 of them boys, and I was like, it ain't going down today, baby. It's not going down today. No. You know what I mean? So, and that's another thing, y'all. Don't be afraid to protect yourself at all means. If you gotta flee from a situation, flee. You know what I mean? Beat your feet. Keep it moving. Live to fight another day. You know what I mean? Because you ain't beating no 30, 40 people. You know what I mean? This ain't no action movie. You know what I mean? Jean-Claude Van Damme is an actor. Arnold Schwarzenegger is an actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, please understand that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I had an understanding of where to be and where not to be. You know what I'm saying? I was taught that from a very young age. I do have a question for either Yellow or OG Patrice about Chicago. The Chicago, because I heard a lot about like how Chicago kind of changed once like the Cabrini Green and all that kind of was tore down. Is that really true? Can one of y'all answer that, or both of y'all? It's just a little quick question. We gotta take time on that too much.
Yellow, you can go ahead and answer first from your perspective, and then I'll answer from mine.
Okay, so just from what I've seen over the years with the city, and the thing about Chicago is it's really tied to the outskirts cities as well. And what I've seen is once they kind of like started closing down the projects and they changed certain areas like 35th over by like, you know, the Ida B. Wells area and all of that other stuff. They pushed those people in those violent areas out towards from the middle of the city. You know what I mean? So a lot of them are out. They either relocated to smaller parts of the city like Inglewood. I mean, to like bigger parts of the city. I mean, like Inglewood, or you know, over on the east side or something like that. They didn't go up north. They didn't go to the north side because north side of Chicago don't have that.
Yeah.
They don't have that level of violence.
You know, man,
here's why. That's Boys Town.
Explain. I don't understand what that means.
That's basically, not like a better term, it is what it is. That's LGBT part of town.
Oh, okay, brother. Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's not a secret. That's literally what it is. That's why it's called Boys Town.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about the far north side of Chicago?
Right, the far north side of Chicago. Right, it's still in the city. It's still in the city. It's not quite like Evanston. It's still in city limits. Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what you're talking. Well, for me, you know, when they started first tearing down Cabrini in the early 2000s, and I think the last building came down in like 2011. So I got to see that full transition pretty much before I moved to Nevada. And what happened was when they started tearing down Cabrini, and then a lot of the other ones started coming down, like Robert Taylor and Ida B. Wells, a lot of them, and then they would give these people vouchers and they would move them to the suburbs and scattered abroad. And then now you got the high violence coming into the suburbs, which started making concerns to the Caucasian people that was living out in the suburbs. Now you see most of the Caucasians who used to live in the suburbs, they are now moving back into the city because they work downtown, and the crime had spread it so to some of the suburbs of Chicago. So they want it back in the city and to be closer to downtown, so they won't have to be taking those long commute as well. So when you see that transition, then you see that's why the crime started traveling on from the cities into the suburbs. So yeah.
I watched a documentary about.
You know what's dangerous on the dangerous day of Chicago? 4th of July.
Woo, yeah. Oh
4th of
my
July.
God.
Like I read these stories, man. It went from 40 people getting shot, 12 deaths. Then it went from 80 people getting shot, 20 deaths, and it just kept going up and up. I'm like, damn.
And y'all just talking a weekend. That's not a month. That's a weekend.
I'm talking about just one day.
To be honest,
include kids too.
To be honest, though, the most dangerous time is like them first 3 weeks, like them first 3-4 weeks when the weather break, because all them dudes come back outside. You know what I'm saying? And it go crazy. Like May, like around May. And when the weather first breaking, it go crazy.
And the thing about it is the bullets just, stray bullets just fly from nowhere and hit innocent people. That's the part that really gets me. Well, just this past May, my cousin lost her only child there in Chicago. He, getting off work, called her like he normally do. He was just getting ready to move out of her house into his own place. He was in his mid-20s. And he said, he called her, "Mom, I'm on my way." He took the the bus, and either a stray bullet or either somebody tried to rob him on his way home. She would normally sometimes get up and meet him at the bus stop and pick him up, but he was like, "No, ma, I got it this time," and she regretted. She right today because and they still don't know how, when, why it happened. It was either a stray bullet or somebody attempted to rob him, and
and that's what
child.
too much of it is like that. That's the problem. So there's too many cases that's not being even looked at,
right?
Because there's so many cases. You know what I mean? And that's what we suffer with, because that's an Illinois, that's a Cook County thing. Like our police and all the villages and all this in the Chicago and all the outlying villages in Cook County are horrible police officers.
Well, and the thing about it is what young black men get stereotyped is because she said the first thing they asked him was he a gangbanger. He wasn't. He was a good kid, had graduated college and everything, worked a job, was a good kid. You know, just one of those things that happened. It was crazy.
Yeah, man. But 4th of July is purge night. I don't care what nobody say, because look, it went from, because that's what my partner, he used to call it, because I met him online. You know what I'm saying? He was from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He said it was a BD. You know what I'm saying, about our people. He called it the purge night around July 4th. So it went from there to different cities. Even down here in Oakland is doing it now on that day, because which is, to me, it's sad to say, but if somebody wanted to get somebody, it's a perfect time, because the police can't figure out if it was fireworks or gunfire. You know. And that's been spreading around. So 4th of July, man, I'll be in the house, man. I don't care. I'll be in the house.
Yeah. I watched a documentary about y'all real quick before we get to the last question. It was about the mayor y'all got, Lori Lightfoot or whatever her name is. Yeah, I know, y'all. I know. I watched a documentary about her. It wasn't just her getting elected, but it was covering her getting elected, and it was covering just it was on Hulu. It was this whole thing about Chicago. And just basically how the crime was affecting the city, but it was also showing the different parts of Chicago. And I was like, oh man, they got some nice parts out there too. Like I seen they showed the nice parts, you know what I mean? And they show like how expensive it was to live there. Then they show like the other parts too. And I was like, all right, you know what I mean? And I didn't know it was that many parts to y'all town. Like I didn't really know.
Dude, our Chicago is basically broken up into like a bunch of villages. You know what I'm saying? But the crazy part is all of that violence is just in certain concentrated villages like Inglewood, like in the Austin area over out west. You know what I mean? It's certain areas where those high crime areas are producing most of the numbers. But then, like we was just talking about over in the area, like at Ida B. Wells, like, oh gee, when was the last time you seen 35th, like over on 35th and State?
Oh, I was just over there. My mother lives around in that area in some of those senior houses. You see how they didn't, that's redlining and gentrification. I used to live right there, right off of 35th and King Drive.
Is that what you remembered over there now?
Nope, it's totally different. When I was there, in September? Totally different. Totally different. A lot of white people walking around with their dogs. I'm like, whoa. When I moved to Nevada, I moved from off of 35th and King Drive.
Yep. That's where my mama that's where my mama grew up at. Right over on 38th. Right over in that area. Right over 35th, 38th, and over in that area, bro. And that was not the best area. And like she said, now it's white folks walking with their dogs, college kids kicking it over there. Houses look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Grasses is all, man, look. They got them up out of there and they changed the whole thing.
Yep.
I think
gentrification.
Hold on, y'all. Let's get to the last question because some people are gonna roll out. We're gonna get to your comment in a minute, Queen. So the last question is question number 3. I'm gonna start with Arshawn because I know Arshawn got to break out. So what are solutions to black on black crime? I'm gonna start with Arshawn first because I know you got to lead, brother. So go ahead.
Appreciate you, and appreciate everybody on the panel. Wanted to say thank you. For our solutions, Hey, thanks, man. Just
Yes,
got a
sir.
black curtain. I just be shining lights off of it. That's all that is. But what is it? Solution, man. Because we have so many problems. There are a lot of solutions that solve different parts of the problem. The internal problem, like all of the internal problems, like black on black violence, black on black crime, like, and this is unrealistic. So when I say this, understand I know that this is unrealistic. If everybody just was like, you know what, I will not victimize another black person. Like, okay, right there, it would stop. I know that's unrealistic because people's wants and needs are going to exceed their willpower, or I get that, but I mean, it would stop there. But if you're going to eliminate all the things that make it easier to victimize somebody else, I mean, that's a lot. Like the education. I mean, there's so many things that will have to. I mean, the easy but unrealistic one would be everybody just say, I'm not going to victimize somebody else that looks like, to use the word Patrice used. I'm not going to victimize anybody that looks like. You shouldn't victimize anybody, but I'm especially not going to victimize somebody that looks like me.
So, Brother Arshawn, I'm going to give you a solo shot real quick. I know you're going to roll out, promote your channel, and tell them who you are, man. Let them know about Wednesday, too, baby.
Got you. I am Rashawn, working with Knowledge and Relationships. Rico and I will be doing the show Wednesday right here on Knowledge and Relationships. We are working on something on a separate channel, but it's still in early stages, so I wasn't trying to push anybody to it just yet because we're testing things out. We just did our first stream a little earlier today just to work a few issues out, figure out what we wanted to do. So it's still in the testing phases, nothing solid, so it may completely change. But again, we still will be here on Wednesday at Knowledge and Relationships to continue our discussion. We love you all the feedback, all the appreciation. We definitely appreciate you. So thank you. Salute to everybody that stops by. And big up to Knowledge and Relationships, the entire crew, the entire family. And now I know if I have a problem with anybody, I'm sending Queen for them.
515 break with Queen. The foreman hand, the foreman hand. Brother Arshawn, thank you, brother. We love you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
And have a good night, Arshawn. I'm gonna definitely reach out to you tomorrow because you can look at the private chat, but I got some big things that I want to share with you guys tomorrow, though. So
yeah, okay. Appreciate you, N3. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, man.
Definitely.
Peace. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Sean. But yeah, okay. Question number 3: what are solutions to black on black crime? I'm gonna go to OG Patrice. OG Patrice, what do you think?
Oh wow! Sometimes I feel like that's a loaded question, So I'm gonna give you some things that I think would definitely help. I think when you have, African American men and women coming out of the system, ex-offenders, I think if we can build a more secured community where when they come home or they release to some type of program, that they can have some kind of living wages, employment. I think that would help a lot, and maybe that would reduce the crime if we can provide ex-offenders and help them find secure living wages and employment. Definitely connect them with stable housing once they release as well. I think that would help. If they're really talking rehabilitation, it starts with it's supposed to start with once they enter the system, but we know that doesn't happen. They pretty much are even more criminalized once they go into the system. It's not even a real rehabilitation. But if they can find some type of sovereigns, once they are released and have some kind of programs available for them to be able to provide a living wage and have housing, I think that could possibly be a start of preventing some of the crimes, and having some type of expanded drug programs or something for them if they are nonviolent men and women that get out of the system, and and put them in something more long term, something that's going to help them, and hopefully they won't turn back into society and start committing the same crimes that got them into trouble in the first place. They always talk about gun control and things of that nature, but we have to be realistic. As the black people in the inner city are not that well off to be buying the type of guns that are coming into the cities. So that's a big question mark for me as to how and where they get these type of weapons from. Having some type of control as far as that concerned, I think is minimum in terms of when it comes to us. I think that's a whole nother level of something that needs to be looked at within the inner city. And definitely, we need funding in these urban communities. We need more funding so that, children could have more after school programs. There could be rec centers. These things are stuff that I grew up with, and we don't have these things anymore. So kids are coming home, or allegedly home, or they just hanging out on the streets, and they get into trouble because the parents are working or something and not there to watch what their children are doing. So things of that nature. I'm going to say it would be a great help and a great start to helping prevent the crime and having some solutions to crimes in our communities.
Thank you, OG Patrice. Thank you. I'm gonna go to First Lady Tammy. You know what I mean? Wake up! Oh, come on, Tammy, wake up, girl. Come on now.
Honestly, gosh, there's so many solutions that are out there. I think that if I was going to say one, I'd say there needs to be I'd say two. So if I say one, I'd say there needs to be a mindset change. And I feel like accountability needs to happen. So I feel like there's a lack of accountability. Like we were talking about earlier, when it comes to parents not holding their kids accountable and parents not holding themselves accountable. So yeah, I would say that's my short, without me going off into a tangent, answer to that question, because y'all know I can go to a tangent. But yeah, so that's what I would say.
Okay.
All right. So Queen, you up? Come on, Queen.
I'm here.
All right, question number 3. All right, we gotta
Leave me
close out
alone,
soon.
okay?
We gotta close out soon. And Tammy got to do her poem, you know what I mean? What are solutions to black on black crime?
I think, like OG said and Tammy said, accountability and more community resources. I feel like there's not a lot of things in the community for the kids to do. I think even setting up programs where you can get kids out the community to show them that there's so much more than their community, because I think a lot of these kids have never been on a plane, they've never traveled outside of their city, and they get stuck, introducing them to the programs. And, if your city don't have a lot of programs, starting a program, see the need, start something and watch it grow. I think that needs to happen more.
Okay, Queen. Okay. Good. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the homie Yella. Yella, number 3. What are the solutions to black on black crime?
All right, so yeah, I've been listening, and the ladies definitely came up with some good answers. So, I like to think outside the box. So I figure we start the Hugger Brother Fund, right? And this is how you do the Hugger Brother Fund, right? We go find all the big mamas we can find, right? And I mean big mama, right? We go find all the big mamas we can find, and if you black and you feeling a little violent, like you got violent tendencies, call the Hugger Brother Fund, and we'll send a big mama to just give you a hug. Cause I'm serious. I think that's a lot what's wrong with a lot of these violent people. They just need a hug, like a big mama hug. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, baby, it's gonna be all right, baby. Come here, baby. Man, and you know, I'm talking about Big Mama with them arms too. Like she make good macaroni. You know what I'm saying? Like they need one of them hugs. That type of love. You know what I'm saying? See, for real, because and I think that's like, and to my real answer, like, you know what I'm saying, to my real answer, like, we just need to be like a little more loving and compassionate, like, as a people, because that's the only way we stop violence. That's the only, I mean, just to me, that's the only way you counteract violence is with love and peace. You know what I'm saying? So just gotta be just smarter about how you treat the next person. You know what I mean? Maybe talk it out instead of being violent. And trust me, I'm a proponent for violence. I don't mind a little bit, but it's got to be warranted. You know what I mean? I know it's necessary for survival. I get that, but it's not necessary for status. You don't have to prove nothing by putting nobody in the ground. That ain't never proved nothing.
Man, thank you, Yellow. That was whew. He brought the heat on that. It was funny, but he brought the heat though too. DJ Eddie King, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Question number 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are solutions to black on black crime?
Okay. Whew. All right. This is what I think, man. I don't know about the hug thing, Yellow, but I don't know. But I would have to say this, man. It has to be a certain type of program to get the kids' attention. Because right now they're distracted. Right now they're distracted as far as like music and things that they're paying attention to. So it has to be something. It has to be like better technology within the program to get these kids' attention, to get them to stop thinking about negative drama that's going on, man, that they're getting into. You know what I mean? So it has to stand out. These programs have to be a lot of programs. They has to stand out for them to get their attention. And plus, you know, like of course the parents definitely need to do their part. The parents need to, because if what's going on right now, it's not even really the cats that's in their 30s, like from 38 to 60. They're not really the problems. It's these young kids out right now from 12 to 21, from 25. That's what's going on right now. That's the war in the streets right now. So it has to be something to give them a distraction. You know, it's just like, you know, you can see a woman in a dress from miles away. You can see that woman in a dress because that dress is banging. Okay, it stands out. So you need to have a program to have something for them to look at in order for them to hop on it, to jump on the bandwagon. But that's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard.
Okay. Thank you, DJ Eddie. You know what I mean? Bringing the heat as always. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I gotta agree with like everybody, man. Like, you know what I mean? I think like it definitely starts with us creating programs, you know, and it definitely starts with us, you know, working through the programs and understanding each other. I think we gotta start having more communication as a whole, man. Like having more communication so we can have a level of understanding of why we do things that we do. You know what I mean? We gotta address our traumas. We gotta address the parents not being at home. We gotta address the parents that were in the home that was doing some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta talk about all the issues that we're not really talking about, man. We're not really dealing with it on a face-to-face basis and on a real basis, man. So I think based on that, you know what I mean, that's why we have so much trauma and drama within our communities. I think the solution, like I said, one is communication, programs, you know what I mean? Also providing, what is our opportunity? Providing job opportunities, providing adequate homes, and definitely the school system. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to Tammy for being an educator and, you know, helping the school system. You know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it starts with the school system. I can't tell you, like, of course, you know, your parents and your folks impacted you. My parents and folks impacted me in different ways, you know, positive and negatively. But, man, there were some teachers, man, when they said certain words, man, it's still with me to this day, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain teachers where, like, I remember I had this 5th grade teacher. She was an older lady, but oh my gosh, I love this lady because she was like, I think her name was Miss Beverly, I think. And shout out to Miss Beverly if I'm getting your name wrong. I'm sorry. I'm almost 40 years old. I can't really remember that. I'm sorry. My bad. But Miss Beverly, if you're still out there, I just want to say thank you because, man, she was strict, right? Not even strict. Like she made you follow guidelines, and when you follow guidelines, she rewarded you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in my home sometimes, like I followed guidelines, but sometimes I wasn't always rewarded as a child, and so I think that impacted me a lot. But with this teacher, every time I did something right and I excelled, like she made me feel like I did something great. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I just won like the biggest prize in the world. You know what I mean? And as a child, that means everything, man. Because we're so impressionable as a child. We're so impressionable. I mean, we believe in the things that ain't even real. We believe in the tooth fairies and Santa Claus and all that stuff. Like we believe in stuff that ain't even real. You know what I mean? 40. I remember when I was 40. Thank you, sisters. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. But yeah, yeah, you know that stuck with me. And the other person, was my principal, man, Miss Fulton, my principal in middle school. Woo, man, Miss Fulton was no joke, man. Y'all seen the movie Lean on Me? Yo, she was a real lean on me. Yo, she used to walk around with the bullhorn. She had the bullhorn. You know what I'm saying? And with the bullhorn, somebody got to mute themselves. She had the bullhorn, and she would be like, you know, Mr. Best in the world, I see you in the hallway on the bullhorn. Go to class. I'm like, oh snap! Like, yo, she shouted me on the bullhorn, and that's what she would do. She would shout the bullhorn. She'll hit the little, because the bullhorn had the little police siren things. As soon as you hear that police siren, yo, the whole like gymnasium, a lunchroom, everything would just scatter. Just with that bullhorn. She had us under control with that bullhorn, boy. But she had to do that because, you know, she understood that she had to get us to be disciplined. You know what I mean? Because she knew that the world that we was growing up in, us living in the hood and all that, she knew that she had to come at us a certain way. So shout out to Miss Fulton, man. Thank you for being tough on us, but thank you for also showing us what respect was. Respect and love was. So yeah, I think the education system is definitely whose solution. And kids in the hood need that. I know I need that because if not, I would have been a knucklehead straight up. Because that's all that was around me. You know what I mean? So I would have definitely been that. But the teachers like Miss Fulton, you know what I mean? Principal Fulton, man. You know, shout out to John M. Coleman, 271, my middle school. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to everybody, you know what I mean, who went there, man. You know, so yeah. With that, in 3. Question number 3, then we get to Tammy's poem. What a solution to black on black crime.
All right. So I know when I was kind of like, you know, going through my rant for number 2, I know one of the things that I mentioned is that like we have to like build like our community back again. We have to place our values on our people again. And so with the solutions for black and black crime, you know, I think to really like nullify it, I feel like we need to take power in what we could have had, and or maybe the little things of what we used to have. See, after, you know, slavery, like, you know, our grandfathers or whatever, you know, they all came together. It wasn't complaining about certain things that wasn't accessible to them. They had to build their success through communities. And so when you start building success through communities, eventually you have some type of value and some type of hope for your people to progress. Somewhere down the line, you know, generations later, you know, our people stop progressing. And I think when you have that non-progressive type of mentality, that's where you get into a lot of gangs. That's when you get into a lot of stupid stuff. You just vying for what, I don't want to say you're vying for nothing, but you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like a lot of people, they don't have a guidance, you know. They don't have places that they can really go to. And I'm not trying to say this as a victim, mindset, but I'm just trying to think of where they're coming from. What is their thought process? Because there is opportunity, but I feel like we have become a people that validate, or not validate, but we seek the validation from other people outside of us so much that we completely lost ourselves. And I feel like programs that can help us, I remember some of the people in the chat was like giving out good ideas, like computer programs or trades, like things that will stimulate the minds, that will keep us going, that will get us jobs. We need to start creating like our own businesses. We need to build our own selves up. Have more Black-owned banks. You know what I mean? Black-owned companies. So we could hire more of our people and stop going to the white man begging for jobs. Begging for some type of handout. Like we gotta focus on what can we do to invest our dollars to make sense for our people so we can continue to grow. But yet we always get distracted and worrying about what the other person's not doing for us. And I think that's what keeps us stuck.
Well, first of all, I just want to say RIP to the youngsters that lost their lives, and my condolences to the families, all the families. And a lot of times, you got kids that's from the suburbs, that's turned into Terminators. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, man, well, how do they get like this? Their dad, their father is a doctor. You got their mother who's a real estate owner, things like that. So I mean, wondering like, how do they get like that? And it still question me to this day. It can't just be the music, in my mind, it's got to be something else. But I just want to say, we can own Black businesses. We can do that. I actually had a conversation with Black Man Unfiltered about this in the room, and I was explaining that even if we do get on top, it's just going to be another Black Wall Street, because it's all of us can't get up there. It'll only have to be one at a time. There's billionaires, but there's only a few billionaires that's up there, and there's a reason for that. If we was to all make it, all of us, it'd be an all-out war, because it's too many of us. They can't have too many Black faces up there. So in my mind, to me, it's going to be a war one way or the other. All we can do is try to live our lives the best way that we can.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
And yeah. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say that. So I just want people to just think about that.
Okay. Thank you, DJ Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we close out, Tammy, she does have a poem that she want to read, and we already know that's going to be a banger. So I'm going to put a spotlight on you first, Lady Tammy.
You always put the spotlight on me.
Exactly, that's what we do.
Tammy, so what's the what's the name of this poem?
So the name of the poem is called Solution. That's what the name of the poem is.
Solution.
So I was asked to write a poem for this particular topic. So yeah, so y'all know when I write a poem, I just do it just that day, and then I always say, let me know what you think about it. So yeah, so just bear with me as I read this. Okay, so it says, what does it mean to be discarded? To be thrown to the side like yesterday's garbage? Discarded and disregarded by the ones you don't expect, but sharing the same melanin sometimes means you care less. We oftentimes argue about what they do to us, but many times we're discarded by the ones who look most like us and the ones in closest proximity to us. A disregard for human life seems to be too common a goal, and the fact that everyday life is taken for granted is sometimes a hard pill to swallow. The lack of compassion and concern of the ones you call your brother, the sisterhood bonds we lack for the ones we call sister. Sadly, we complain of the police-involved crimes, but still take less time to address the Black-on-Black violence, snatching lifelines like the school-to-prison pipeline, snatching lives like it's a minus sign that subtracts time after time, leaving broken hearts, homes, and minds, while the ones that inflict the damage are left still no consciousness of the value of Black lives. Well, what is the solution, and will we ever get there? While we complain about them, the solutions are still nowhere. We want to come together, but still have no idea of what needs to be done, so we are left in despair of how to implement solutions that can start to repair. We want them to care about us more than we do, but yet again and again, the violence continues. In order for them to care, we need to care first, and the lack of care for each other is why we will always be coerced. To think that the only enemy looks like those that enslaved us, when our enemy a lot of times is melanated just like us, and the ones that look like the ones that enslaved us are most times the reasons the guns are supplied to us. Do we hold parents accountable, or is it kids themselves? Too bad we've lost a village and traded it for prison cells. So once again, I ask you, what solutions will we have when the ones who suffer the same oppression see you having what they lack? Whether money, family, or power, it's one thing or another, and one thing or another will always devour. The solution we need is to come together this hour, not against each other, but uniting together. But lack of understanding is our common thread, and with lack of understanding, empowerment remains dead. I ask you again, what needs to be the solution when the lack of concern for your own clouds our vision like pollution? We're polluting our minds, our souls, and our lives, and the lack of solution will always leave us blind. Don't expect them to care until we start. Until we do that, solutions will always fall apart. But solutions are needed, this I have no doubt. So what is your solution? Let's finally hear each other out.
I told you she the best. She the best.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
She is the best.
Yes.
First lady. Tell
that
me,
was dope.
How long did it take you to do that? How long did it take you to do that? To write that?
That took like an hour, maybe about an hour. Just because I don't know, like I try to find, like I pick a topic and then I try to find a way to make where everything is just connected and it makes sense. And you can, I like to see if it can be relatable, where you can say, okay, I get that, I see that. So yeah, so y'all know I love poetry.
Thank you. I know I asked you. Oh, go ahead, Eddie. I'm sorry.
No, last time she made it in 15 minutes last time. You know, I'm telling y'all.
I actually do that last minute too. I was like, Tammy, you got to write something about this topic. Like, you got to. You know what I mean? 'Cause Tammy, I know she definitely, like all of us, she really cares about us as a culture and as a people. So I was like, man, Tammy, you got set up. Plus, she got the show she about to pop off, but we gonna get to that. You know what I mean? At the end, we're gonna get to that at the end.
We're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a talk.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the end, y'all. But I know we about to close out. So we're gonna highlight everybody. I'm gonna start with the homie Yella. Talk to him, man. Let them know who you are. Let them know where they can find you, brother.
That's the homie right there, man.
What's going on, y'all? Hey, as always, shout out to Knowledge and Relationships for providing this platform for us to come share our thoughts and ideas. So I always appreciate it. As far as I go, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Yella. That's Y3LLA. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I will actually be going live as soon as I leave here. So y'all can come check me out over there if you want to keep it going, or you catch me around. But always support everybody you see up here, and make sure you give them the time, man. Listen to what they got to say. Hear them out, because there's some good people up here. So,
yes, sir.
I know I got to run, y'all, so I can go get set up. Best of luck to everyone, and I'm out.
All right now.
Definitely.
Salute,
Later,
salute.
brother. Salute.
Salute, Yellow.
Definitely gonna go to OG Patrice.
Patrice,
What's
let's
going on?
go.
Let them know who you are, OG Patrice.
That's
Hey,
my
family.
TT. Oh.
I am OG Patrice and AKA Patrice Moncel, AKA Original Girl. Everybody think it stands for Original Gangster, but it's Original Girl for real though. I used to be a gangster a long time ago back in the day. But I'm just kidding, just kidding.
No, she not. She ain't kidding.
Oh, I'm glad I stuck around for that. I'm so glad I stuck around for that.
No, but y'all know I always end on a positive note. I love my people. I rock and I ride for my people always. You guys continue to follow, support, like, subscribe, and share to Knowledge and Relationships. I appreciate you guys for always allowing me on your platform to give my perspective. I'm very appreciative of that. And just look for big and better things to come. I'm starting in a graphic novel here on YouTube with Frank Gooden. It's called Life or Death. I ask you guys to go over and subscribe to Life or Death. We are coming up on episode 3 where we are performing live in front of you guys, acting out voice acting. So please subscribe to that as well. And I'm also in a play, up and coming musical stage play in Vegas, March the 5th. So yeah, I'm out here. I'm back to work again, and happy about that, slowly but surely. And I appreciate you guys and love you, and I always will rock with the ones that rock with me.
We love
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'll
Love you,
rock with you
Patrice.
to the end.
Rock with me till the wheels fall off.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You
ma'am.
definitely will, man.
For real.
All right, love y'all.
Love you, OG Patrice. Queen, wake up. Come on, Queen.
All right,
Queen.
listen. I don't think you
Hey,
should talk to Queen like that.
what's
I'm
up?
telling you, man. She's
Y'all
gonna
leave me
start flashing
alone.
on me too. All
Y'all
right?
leave me alone.
You see
Wake up,
that?
Queen. Talk to them soon.
You can find me on Instagram, Queen502K. And you can see me here on Knowledge and Relationships. And throughout the YouTube channels, I try to support. Thank you for the topic, M3. Thank you for the team. And thank you for those who popped in, the chat, and the panelists. And have a good night.
All right,
Thank you, Queen. Thank you. Now I'm gonna get to First Lady Tammy.
Yeah,
Tammy.
the champion.
And Tammy,
This is champ.
now Tammy, make sure you drop what we about. Don't drop everything, but give him a little preview of the remix. You know what I mean? A little preview.
I will drop as much as I can. My first showing y'all this book. So tomorrow begins my book chat. And this book right here, we're going to be talking about this book right here. You have not got this book. If you've never read this book, you want to tune in so you can learn about this book. This book right here. This book right here might need to be a part 1 and part 2. This book right here. So yeah. So I will be doing that tomorrow. So then you'll see me on Tuesdays when I'm doing my book chat. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You guys are definitely going to like it. But other than that, you can find me here on Mondays, on Thursdays, on Saturdays when we do Ladies Night. And then, I'm going to start getting more into other people's channels. So y'all can see me pretty much anywhere and everywhere. But I'm also on Instagram. So you can find me on Instagram at First Lady Tammy 916. So, I enjoyed writing my poem. Y'all know I love poetry. So if you ever need me to write you a poem, just hit me up. I got you.
Lies.
Yeah,
My teacher
thank you,
told me,
Tammy.
y'all,
Thank you.
be on the lookout for that book.
Yep, right here.
Woo.
This book right here, yes.
Book of the year.
That's tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow, check in. We got something coming. We got something coming Wednesday too, but I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm just gonna go to my main man, my music coordinator, DJ, Eddie King.
Let's get it. Let's get it, baby.
Yep.
Now listen, y'all. Listen. Thank you for everybody. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Well, listen, thanks for everybody from joining the panel, everybody that's joining the chat right now. Shout out to everyone, 100 watts. Shout out to 100 watts. I love those that love me. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Sophie, Marcus, Rodriguez. Shout out to you, homie. I see you. Colin, man. Shout out to you, man. shout out to Dom, man. Hey, free Dom, man. Get her out of there, man. You know, free Dom. We got the t-shirts. We got it. We got it, man. You know, you can also look me up on YouTube at DJ Eddie King. You can hit me up. You can look me up on IG, which is dj.eddie.king. Also on Facebook, Eddie F King on Facebook. And I just want to say this to everybody out there. Listen, it's okay for you to go out there to try to make millions. Okay, that's fine. If you want to own your own company, that's fine. But if you want to become a billionaire, if you want to get to that next level, before you get there, I'd rather for you to be prepared. Be prepared for war. Basically, I'm saying this: be prepared for anything. You know, I'm talking about, hey, you know, when you have millions of dollars, before you even get to the billions, listen, go to the gun range. You know what I'm saying? Talk to somebody who used to be in the military or used to be, you know, whatever camps that can help you. You know, prepare yourself, because anything can happen out here. You know, you never know. So always prepare yourself if you're trying to reach to that next level, which is to the billions, y'all. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You know, because I truly believe that a war is coming, but I would have to say for now, you know what I'm saying, get your mind right, get your life together. And what is that? What is that? Tie that out. Yeah, basically what I'm saying is this, you know, just be prepared, you know, for anything, man. And it was great talking to you guys. Shout out to M3, you know, shout out to Mr. Best over there in the chat. Shout out to, if you don't know, now you know. You know, shout out to Queen. All right, leave Queen alone, y'all. Leave Queen alone. Shout out to First Lady Tammy. Tammy, I see that book. Tammy. Yellow, man. Shout out to Yellow, man. Shout out to OG Patrice. Cheer. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass this up to Mr. You know, now you know, Brooklyn, baby.
Wait. Real quick.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
I gotta get back to
hold on, wait. Put the camera back on me. Hold on. I forgot to say something. Let me say this one thing. I am the music creator for knowledge and relationship. Please hit the like button, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel. And that's all I gotta say. Thank you very much.
No problem. Tammy, you also have an announcement about your book thing. Go ahead and let them know what it is. We just got your message, so go ahead, man.
Oh, just to let you guys know that that's going to be at 6 o'clock tomorrow, 6 p.m. my time, which I think Central Time, that's 8 o'clock, and Eastern Time, that's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, yes.
There we go. So, yeah, so just want to let y'all know what time it was so y'all can tune in, comment, and all that kind of good stuff. It's going to be good.
Yes. Yeah. M3, what was you saying, M3?
No, I was gonna say like Tammy had an announcement, but you guys already said it, so.
Okay. Let me go to my solo real quick. Yes, y'all. Yes. Thank you for being part of Knowledge and Relationship Experience. I want to thank everybody that came up here. BK Apologist, Yella, OG Patrice. Salute to everybody, Arshawn. You know, brother Arshawn. You know what I mean? Arshawn was doing the George Foreman hands to them real quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to Yella. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man. All the content creators in the chat, you know what I mean? Marcus Rodriguez, Hunter Watts, my brother Uncut with Daryl Long, you know what I'm saying? Sister Sophia Sharif, everybody in the chat, man. Much love and respect to y'all, man. Definitely much love and respect. Much love and respect to all the content creators. Oh yeah, 2 Cents Uncensored, Wealth Talk Productions, Colin Mitchell, Bloom and Ebony. Thank everybody for jumping in, man. We appreciate y'all. And all the content creators out there, y'all know who y'all are. We love y'all, man. You know, I usually shout all y'all out, but there's just too many of y'all right now. So I just want to say for those who rocking with us, we love y'all. We support y'all, man. We definitely gonna be there to definitely be there to support y'all, man. You know what I mean? And definitely thank you for allowing us to be a part of your experience as well. We truly appreciate y'all, man. I just want to say this one last thing, man. I gotta address this. Look, man. You know, just let's have a little chat, content creator community. Let's have a chat real quick. Let's talk, you two people. Let's talk. Look, man. Look, I appreciate the flattery, right? We appreciate the flattery. You know what I mean? We appreciate, you know what I mean? You copying off of our shows. We appreciate, you still in topic at time. We appreciate the flattery. But it's just getting sad, y'all. We're not even monetized yet. And y'all still in content, y'all still in ideas. Y'all trying to recreate the wheel. But the thing is you'll never have the original sauce. I have the original recipe. We have the original recipe. You'll never be able to recreate what we created. You can try, but it will fail each and every time. You know what I'm saying? So listen, please, y'all, please, man, create your own content. Be original. Stop trying to steal and take and do things a certain way. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, please, like M3 saying, please. You know what I mean?
I ain't saying no please.
I'm saying please. You know what I mean? For their own sake. You know what I mean? Develop your own stuff, man. Develop your own stuff. Make your own stuff. You know what I mean? Be about your own purpose, man. You know what I mean? Stop trying to take from what somebody else is doing. You know what I mean? Be you. And then the sad part about it is, man, you take from us and then, you're supposed to not like one person, then you're jumping on this person's thing and you're going here, going there, doing all this, it's the sideways stuff, man.
Right.
And the thing is, this is my thing. I never trust a person if they get dissed by somebody and they just run right back to them like that never happened. I definitely don't trust you then because you ain't got no integrity. You know what I mean? You ain't got no character. So,
yes, sir.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, stop stealing our stuff, man. Come up with your own. You know what I mean? So that you can grow, you can flourish. You know what I mean? And if you need help, we're always here to help. You know what I mean? We'll never turn anybody down. We're always here to help. Right now, for free. It ain't gonna always be free. The price will go up at one point. But for free right now, we will help anybody. With that being said, peace and love, everybody. This is not a hateful message. It's a message out of love because I want to see everybody grow. M3, take it away, man.
M3, I wanted to give a shout out to Saray B. Chicago. I want to give a shout out to you, man. I also want to give a shout out to Jess Kaya. Shout out to you as well.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the YouTube space. Shout out to everybody. You know what I mean? There's no hate. But just be original. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in to Nosh and Relationships on YouTube. And, I'll say this again. Shout out to everyone who contributed with their funny comments, like in the chat as well, too. Shout outs to OG Patrice. Shout outs to Yellow. Shout outs to Queen Forever 2K. Marcus, I saw you was like slick. You talking about Queen Forever 4K. Okay.
Hey,
I caught that.
Yeah, that's the new Baby Bash right there, Marcus. It's the new Baby Bash. I'm telling you, man. It's a compliment, man. It's a compliment, man.
Thank you. Shout out to Sophia. She says, in this channel, welcome new subscribers. Join us. Not the bots, though. Oh, I don't even want to get started with these bots. I got banned by a couple of bots from Red Lipstick's channel, but that's like another story, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
I like that refrigerator behind you, man. That's a nice refrigerator. I see that.
Yeah, that refrigerator.
Oh, thank you, man.
This is dope, man.
You're doing a lot of work in that house.
Doing a lot of work, man. Yeah, man. Woo.
A lot of renovating, man. These extra rooms.
So you got the custom made floors and stuff, man. Woo.
That's huge.
I know, man.
That's huge.
It costs a penny, man.
It costs a penny. I know, man. That's a big step up, man. That's a good job, man.
Yeah, going back to the early 2000s, Marcus. Marcus Rogers, man. Shout outs to him.
Yeah, we're Marcus Rogers, right?
Mr. Rogers.
That's not his name, y'all. It's Rodriguez, all right, y'all. That's not his name.
Hey, he messed with us. We gonna mess with him. We definitely gonna mess with him.
Exactly. Matter of fact, yeah. Shout out to Mr. Rogers, though. Love that show, man. Glad he's here in the chat.
Rodriguez. Okay.
Shout out to DJ Eddie with his instrumentals. First Lady Tammy with the poetry. Shout out to Mr. Best in the World.
Yeah.
The man is always grinding, networking, never sleep, man.
I know, man. Listen, I see you over there in the chat, man. What's going on, man?
Man, like I said, the man never sleeps, man.
Man, I'm getting some sleep tonight.
Man, I hope so, man. Yeah, and like I said, and you know, shout out to Queen again, Forever 2K, you know, and beyond. All right. With that being said, thank you for tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, and comment after the live stream, so then we could build the algorithm up as well too.
Yeah.
And Sophia says Knowledge and Relationships. Tell them so they know. Oh yeah. If you don't know, now you know. That's why if you notice, if you guys, you know, are early birds and late birds as well too, you see the intro and outro, and well, most of the intro. And what does the intro say? Okay, what does it say? Original content creators. All right, I'm gonna stop being nice going forward, man. I'm telling y'all. All right, Boys to Men outro. Give it a saw. No, Boys to Men. DJ, tell them so they know. Hey, DJ, you better tell them so they know.
We are the original. You go ahead. You say it. You sound better than me. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna put on my voice. We are the original. Okay.
Original.
Originalities.
Originalities.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I say it like this. I say
we are the originals.
Original. I'm the original.
Original. Hold on. Original.
Woo! Wait. No, wait. I'm not done yet. Hold on.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Put the glasses on. Let's go.
Hey.
The original.
Hey, just I see you over there in the chat. Yeah. How you doing?
Remember, we
probably just waking up for a nap, getting ready for our next stream, probably.
Yeah, we were the first to have ladies' night. We were the first ladies' night. Us.
Yep.
Oh, the Saturday. Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we're not even going to go there right now. We're just happy to have people that supporting us, and that's what it's all about. And we're supporting y'all because, as 100 Watts would say, I love those that love me as well too, though. You know,
but that we can't. Hold on, we can't say that. That's 100 Watts signature. We can't say.
That's why I said, as 100 Watts would say, I love those that love me.
No, I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you.
Why we gotta say goodbye? That's a good question though, because we have to. We got jobs, you know. Sometimes, man, we gotta go back into the real world.
No, we got bills. It's a lot of bills, man. Bills is going up, y'all.
We want to get our snack on. You know what I mean?
Food is going up. The price is going up, y'all. We got a lot of stuff to do.
Man, that's why we're trying to battle. Stay off the YouTube streets, man. I'm telling y'all. You know, that's why we're grinding, man. Because one day, we're gonna get up there to a point where all of our bills will be getting paid. OG Patrice's bill's gonna get paid. You know, Tammy's bill's gonna get paid.
Yeah,
you know, that she probably have too many bills anyways. But still, I need to make sure I get out of debt and get all my bills paid and feed my 11 birds. So yeah, so I'm gonna be grinding.
Hey, Jessica.
What's up,
Jessica?
Salute to Jessica. Salute. Yeah,
but anyways, though.
Plus, we got so much content coming for y'all throughout this week.
Yeah.
You know, just be patient and sit back. we got a lot of stuff coming, y'all.
We're not gonna give it away. We ain't gonna give it away.
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff coming. We got a jam-packed week. That's all I'll say to y'all.
Yeah,
jam-packed.
So don't scratch your necks too much though, because we're gonna be coming with more heat. Wait, did we already announce the time for Tammy's thing tomorrow?
Yeah, she says 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. y'all. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, check out. You know what I mean? Tammy, show them the book one more time. One last time. Tammy.
Lies my teacher told me, y'all. Lies my teacher told me. That is the book. That is the book you guys need to get. Yep. It's on sale. Get it while you still can.
Wait, so then I have a question then, right?
There is you can get the audio version of the book. I know on Audible they have the audio version. So yeah.
Wait, where can you get the audio version?
Audible. On Audible, you can get the audio version of it.
Audible
and Amazon Kindle too. Yeah, you can get it on there too. From what I know.
Wait, so Tim, I have a question there, right? So, if this book is about lies that my teacher told me, right? So does that mean, right, that have you ever told your students any lies?
Lord have mercy.
Well, no, I mean I teach math. So this is more about history rather than math.
Okay.
Yeah, so this book is pretty much about, for me not giving the book away, is about what history really is rather than what they tell you in the history book. That's what this book is about. So
okay.
Yeah. Because everything you read in the history books is you read this book, if you read this book, you gonna be wondering where the hell they get the information from. But yeah, so yeah, this book right here.
You mean
this book right here?
Columbus didn't discover America?
So if you read the book, the people that were the number of people that were there before he got there. Just
Oh, did you know who discovered Chicago?
Oh goodness. Huh?
Do you know who discovered Chicago?
No, who discovered Chicago?
I think his name is. I think it was a Haitian explorer named Juan Baptiste, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I heard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. A Haitian explorer discovered Chicago.
Yeah. So the book. Yeah. So the book is
Black
good.
History Month. Little snippet.
Take a bite. Haitian or Indian? I gotta look it up. It's Haitian or Indian?
I think they said Haitian. I heard Asian. Anyway.
Maybe Stan probably know too, though.
Oh yeah, huh? Why are you saying he know? Cause he Haitian?
Well, yeah, that's what I would think.
No, Marcus didn't say my.
Marcus Rogers.
Let's not go there. He don't even claim us. So let's not go there. Or he want that money for them sneakers.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I can't really say Jordan doesn't really. I don't know. Well, you know, I'm thinking some history on Michael Jordan, and maybe we might have a conversation about that. Does MJ really care for the people in the community?
Maybe. Yes, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot it was John Baptiste Dusala. Yep. It's a high school in Chicago named after him.
He's Haitian, right? Not Indian, right?
Yep, correct. You are.
That's right. Ding, ding, ding.
But you know, I've been getting a lot of bad feedback from Jordan, like through these rappers. These rappers, you know, they tell the stories how they met Michael Jordan, and they say that they don't like him. They say he's an asshole. From what they said, like he's disrespectful to his own people. From what I got from the rappers, you know, behind the scene, I ain't gonna say no names, but you guys, y'all find out. You can look it up, look this stuff up.
Sophia says, y'all done took my attention from a lot of content creators. Hard to scratch an old lady attention. Okay. Hey, you know, that's what we do by accident, you know? Man, make me like Mike, let me get the Air Jordan like, okay. I feel you.
Okay. Well, it's about that time.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and M3. No. I gotta make some beats. It's past my beat time. The beats. Okay. I gotta get on the beats.
Yeah. Because and shout out to DJ Eddie King because he definitely you know, making his way up there with his beat sharing. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And the moderation. So yeah.
All
right, man. So I know we all like to talk, but you know it's so hard to say goodbye. So I'm just going to say this: y'all ain't gotta leave, but y'all gotta get the hell up out of here. So, anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships.
Yes.
And oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me make sure I turn this music off real quick. Actually, how did I turn it off? Oh, okay. There we go. Anyways. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Knowledge and Relationships. The hardest part is always saying goodbye. But until next time, we'll see you guys around. Peace.
Later, y'all.
Aw.